I'm back. Welcome back, family. Doing the U.S.-Iran conflict continuation. Still looking at why now, what's next, and also asking, was it a mistake? Talking about that petrodollar, the prediction markets, also because I think a lot of folks have like really overlooked the prediction markets. I realize a lot of folks don't even know that aspect of these engagements, like it even exists. I'm talking about the prediction market. Thank you all for coming into the live. Right, we're going to get into it. Just getting started. Got a few questions, up at the top. Okay, got a few questions up at the top. The invites are coming in. Trying to um, the invites are coming in. So yeah, I'm not looking for a co-host today. Not today. But if you want to come up on the stage, you can definitely come up on the stage. Let's see. All right, so yeah, um, looking at, was it a mistake, the petrodollar? Oh, I was talking about the prediction markets. As I was saying, a lot of people don't know what that is and haven't used AI to Google and come to see what bets were made centered around the supreme leader of Iran losing his life and when, right? So this tells you, that based on the political theater, how much of it is planned and how much we're not really being, told, because there was supposed to be the concept of negotiations going on. But in the background, people with inside information are making private bets. Right? You all really need to look into this. Oh, the prediction markets are really big. This is nothing new. In fact, there was the prediction based on time and date when Maduro would be captured, and there was a $400,000 payout on that. So these are games that, rich individuals are, definitely, they're out there playing, these games. And
No bird. Yeah, basically, because I don't like the snow. And I don't.
being played. All right,
All right.
Abdul.
Oh, when it gets summer here, I come back for a little while. Mm-hmm.
Abdul.
But
I think
I
Abdul
would
came
not
up.
be here. I would not play.
Did you hear me,
Yeah,
Abdul?
you should check it out. It's cool. And then you got Vegas, like what, 3.5 hours?
Yeah, Abdul came up by mistake. He don't even know he hit the button. I appreciate you all for coming, into the live. The petrodollar, right? Why now? What's next? Was it a mistake? Man, for the past few days, we've heard a lot of discussion around these events. So let me go and just kind of inform you guys just a little bit about these prediction markets, because I just put the question out there and people were coming off the top of their head and they were like, really no clue. Okay. So here you have prediction markets face criticism over bets on Iran attack, the loss of life for the supreme leader of Iran. Then it says, here's one: prediction market traders made over 500K, you all, on the a bet placed on when the supreme leader would lose his life. Come on, y'all. Is that what this is about? Are these the type of games that are being played in the background? Is this what people are supporting, saying, you know, our government, our military, we're strong, and, you know, the people in Iran need liberty and democracy, and in the background, somebody's placing bets. Is this what you all are like underlying, supporting? Like, do you even care? I mean, I've heard a lot of different comments and opinions and feelings, and I do believe in allowing people to have their piece, say, you know, what they need to say. But to me, a lot of it is like unmerited. Like, I cannot, I'm telling you, for me, I cannot say our government when I'm over here and my people are still being oppressed. Where are the liberators for us? I know y'all say, oh man, you're in America, you got freedom. I know that's what it looked like. But that freedom is a guise of freedom, is highly restricted. So I can't say our government when my people, a number of you may have forgotten, that we're still a people being governed by another people. A nation of people being governed by another nation of people. So I can't say our government, because my people, we're still here dealing with the impacts of the oppression. We're still here dealing with the impacts of the land atrocities and the loss of life of millions upon millions of people that were here before they got here. Which brings me to the point of decolonization. This is why I can't say like our government and our military, because I'm an individual not dealing with assimilation, integration, but focused on where's the liberation. You all want to talk about our ancestors giving their lives for us to have the right to vote. The right to vote on what? Continuing to keep the colonizers in power, in position? Is that what we're voting for? Is that what you register to go out and deal with midterm and this term and that term and Democrat, Republican, and don't nothing change? Well, for them it does. And I do know a number of you really can't support the fact that I'm speaking from this position because you think everything these people do has merit. But this is openly corrupt, you all. It's openly corrupt. There's no one, well, I was about to say there's no one that can deny it, but I'm sure somebody will come up here and deny it, okay? But there's no real standard that you can point to that doesn't expose the corruption of this invasion of a sovereign nation. Okay, they may have had their problems, and there may be reports of some evil doing within their nation. But guess what? There's a whole lot of evil doing right here in America. And while you all are cheering and chanting for what's happening over in Iran, then the crisis and the atrocities left behind here in America still exist because the colonizers are still in effect. And the UN passed a resolution back in the 60s called Resolution 1514, centered around decolonization. And that was supposed to be poured out into the community so that the people could start working towards autonomy, self-determination, but they buried it strategically. They buried it and they gave the people a lesser position through civil rights. It's a trick. It's a trick. And those who know, they should talk about it. Okay, we got a guest that just came up on the stage. Cool guy. What you want to tell us?
It's just I'm not really sure what you're talking about, man. I thought you were talking about someone breaking the sovereignty of Iran. I think so.
Yeah, what you say, breaking the what of Iran?
Like the fact that they're a sovereign country, like someone
Yeah, I mean,
broke it.
Iran is a sovereign country, and
Yeah,
right now, it's a violation of international law the way the U.S. has gone in and invaded that country.
yeah, but they
And no
threatened
one,
an Israel, an American ally. They threatened Israel.
they threatened Israel. Well, a whole lot of threats do happen, but the action is what then determines what happens next. So we've been told there are threats from this one or that one. I mean, the concept of threats have been going on for hundreds of years.
Yeah,
So
but Israel is a major ally of America, of the United States.
yes, they are.
So
That
at the
don't give
moment,
them a right. That don't give them a right to invade another country, though.
yeah, that's right. But when Iran funded for tens of years Hezbollah, for example, and Hezbollah is indeed a proxy of Iran, and Hezbollah indeed attacked Israel for the last 2 years, so that means that Iran is now the problem of Israel.
Okay, so your focus is centered around the fact that Iran did what it did through a proxy. Well, can you tell me how much the U.S. and how much Israel, how much they've backed with respect to going in to other countries, Syria, for that matter, and turning over, that country. So we have a lot of people trying to support what the U.S. and Israel is doing, but you don't really have a clear basis or merit as to why. It's almost like confirmation bias. You just want to make Israel and America be right no matter what they do, and their hands are not clean.
No, it's when a group of extremists threaten Israel and also America, for example, the Houthis in Yemen, which their main slogan is death to Israel and death to America, right? And they threaten Israel by firing ballistic missiles at Israel. That means that they are threatening also the peace in America, and they'll
Yeah,
do anything for it.
yeah, no, they won't do anything. And from what I learned last night, folks were saying, there's a reason behind why they make the comment, saying, the threats to America and the threats to Israel. They didn't just wake up one morning and, just start saying, hey, I'm going to threaten the U.S. I mean, something happened behind that. Hold on one second. I got somebody else that just came up on the stage. Eunice, go ahead. Eunice? Eunuch? Eunuch Hayes. Eunuch Hayes 3. Going once. You can't find your mic. All right. What did we have to do? Let's see. Man, y'all can come up on the stage. The stage is open. So, the whole point of the Iran trying to maintain, their sovereignty, and they've had some words, and there's been conflict between them for years, but there was no call for the invasion this time. They were in negotiations, as it's expressed, and trying to, I don't know what they were trying to work out, but I still haven't found a thing that supports international law and gave the reason for them to be able to go into the country. In fact, you got experts and leaders now saying it's unlawful. So
Well,
I get it. Go ahead.
they funded for years, again, as I'm saying, they funded for years terrorist groups, right, all throughout the Middle East. And I gave you the greatest example, Hezbollah. For the last almost 50 years, they funded Hezbollah with between 30 to 40 billion dollars, right? And just the last year, they gave them 1.3 billion dollars, right? So that means they funded terrorist organization that attacked other sovereign nation, which is Israel, right? And also Iran itself threatened Israel with their nuclear weapons, which means they tried to make a nuclear weapon.
So tell me about the countries that Israel and America funded, to overthrow different governments, and tell me about the covert operations that Israel and America have been responsible for, or do they not do those type of things?
What do you mean? Israel has not much to do with those kind of things. America is more of the regime thrower all throughout the world.
Oh, Israel don't do those type of things, right?
When was the last time Israel threw out a regime?
No, I'm asking. They don't participate in supporting those type of concepts. I mean, of course, we'll never hear about it like open on the news, like we don't hear about it openly on the news here in America. Okay, and we get reports on the news here in America about Iran and how they're supporting terrorist groups and things of that nature, but we never hear anything about Israel and or America. Their hands are clean. That's what you're telling me. Their
No,
hands are clean.
I'm not telling you the hands are clean. It's just it's very different when you throw out an extremist regime, right? Right?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat your? I'm not. I didn't hear what you said.
I'm saying it's kind of different when you're throwing out a regime which been cruel to its own people for years and is also threatening your own country, isn't it?
Well, what about America and how it has a history of oppression for my people that are right here, and we've been fighting for, our independence since 1865, and we don't.
Nobody said what happened to black communities, right?
Oh, sure they do. Sure. They say it's right, and they say we have our freedom, and they say we should stop complaining, and they say we should just make the best of it. They say a lot of things, but I'm just trying to say America and Israel are not these angels that folks are trying to make them out to be. And I'm certain, that Iran may have their issues, but what transpired with them going into that country, no one can look at it and say that it's legal. Hold on one second. We got Stephen Happy that just came up on. What you want to add to the conversation, Stephen?
Just like in Las Vegas, what happens in Israel should stay in Israel.
Uh-oh. Go ahead, Stephen.
That's not my concern. What happens over there doesn't bother me, so they should handle that over there. But If that's the case, then you trip and fall in a crack on the sidewalk over in Israel. I'm supposed to have a bad night's sleep. Not gonna happen.
It's just that you don't seem to understand the geopolitical idea here. Iran
It works for them
is not
over there,
just
but it
Iran.
doesn't work for me in America.
But Iran is not just Iran. Iran is a partner of China. China is like the biggest buyer of gas and of oil from Iran. Since Iran have a lot of sanctions upon it, they cannot sell oil to everyone. So China is the biggest buyer of oil from Iran, and they buy it for cheap, right? So
Then
that's
China should
one
go to
thing
war
that
with
is fun.
Israel.
Yeah, but that's not the idea here. It's about America wanting to be like the biggest guy in the neighborhood.
All right, hold
And
on, guys.
and that's a great idea when it comes to Chinese ideology and American ideology, which I prefer the American ideology when it comes to ruling the world.
Okay, hold on 1 second. We got some new people that just came up on the stage. Want to give them a chance to get involved in the conversation. We're gonna start with let's see, hold on 1 second. We're gonna start with who is this? Angelos?
Yeah, that's right. Thank you very much, brother. Yeah, so do I only have question about why are we dark-skinned people still continuing to support this evil to control the world, and then we come on platform trying to support them in whatever they're doing without thinking what they have done to us and the world. Have we given up already?
Yeah, I don't know who's in or who's out, but I think what you're saying is the colonizers have colonized long enough and it's time for them to sit down. Is that about what you're saying?
That's exactly, yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, that is another part of what I've talked about here is Resolution 1514 centered around decolonization, which gives all of the colonized areas and or countries the right to excommunicate from the colonizer. And that option needs to be exercised. So we definitely talk about that. And that's where I said, I can't say my government when it comes to America. I'm in America, but I can't say my government, my military, when I'm still here fighting for my liberation. I'm still here acknowledging that, my people are being, oppressed, and we're working towards independence and, being decolonized. So hold on, we got Jod that just came on. Jod, what you want to say?
Yeah, hello, hi, how are you?
Good, Jod.
Sorry, where are you from?
What you want to say, Jod?
I wanna say I love Iran, innit? What they doing, That's I like.
Say it again, Jod. I didn't understand you.
Did you speak English, is it?
Yeah, I didn't hear you. Can you say it again?
Alright, I say, what do you think about Iran? They doing good or bad?
I think what's happening to Iran is not good.
It's not good, yeah?
I don't think it's good. What's happening to Iran,
Yeah,
the way it's
exactly, but
happening
but but
to
but
Iran.
but much but much people they do with Iran too much bad, much people there they dead. It's next to my country. I'm from Afghanistan. I will see anything,
Right.
It's
Well, I'm
it's
sure.
so bad. It's so bad. Israel they do that, It's a so shit. I don't like that, I like to Iran be more strong. We were with Iran. We from Afghanistan. We love Iran. It's the best people.
But you
Yeah.
love the Islamic regime of Iran. You
No,
don't
no,
like
brother.
Iran.
No. Wait me. I say something. Yeah. Listen to me. Iran is Muslim. Afghanistan. There's more country Muslim. But that fight that problem, Iran is alone. Nobody they give him hand. You know that. Don't forget that. Yeah. But I like to be more becoming strong. He's strong. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem with that. But when when the Islamic Republic of Iran is threatening other countries, same as
Yeah.
Israel, like
Yeah,
they
but it's
threaten
not
Israel,
good. It's
that's
not
a
good.
problem.
But it's not good. It's not good. You jumping from your home to another home, jumping. You must to ask
No, I'm not
first.
jumping. I'm
No,
not
no, like
jumping. Iran
America,
funded Hezbollah.
No, no, like America, they do, but they come to Iran, they put bomb, the people dead, they shit.
Yeah, but Iran bought bombs for Hezbollah. Iran
No,
bought the
they do
weapons
very
for
nice.
Hezbollah.
They do very nice, very beautiful, beautiful. I'm Muslim. If Iran they leaving my country and they beat my country, I love it. Why not? Why? What do you mean? Iran they come from America, they come from America, they leaving Afghanistan, or they leaving Pakistan. But what? Come on, man. Don't say that, you know. They shit.
No, it's just that Iran made an offensive move
He do
against
very
Israel,
good.
so
He do
Israel
very
has the
good,
right
bro. He
to
do very
What
good.
you're
come.
saying there is not the right thing to say, because you know what, Hezbollah and all these countries, they are within that region that Israel is bullying. So are you
No,
saying
Hezbollah is in Lebanon. Hezbollah is in
yeah, but
Lebanon.
isn't Israel bombing Lebanon every second, every other day?
No, Israel pulled out of Lebanon in
No,
like
is he
the
not bombing
90s.
it right now as we're talking right now? Why do you think somebody have the audacity?
We are not bombing just Lebanon. Israel has brought out a notification to all the residents of South Lebanon and ordered them to move out their houses in order to not get hit by Israeli attack, because
And
they
then
are
at the
trying
end of the
to
day, they will
attack
take
us.
that land as well, aren't they?
No, we are not taking their
Hold,
land. We
hold on,
haven't taken
guys.
the land.
Hold on. We got somebody else that just came on. Pulu want to add to the conversation. Pulu, what you want to say?
Yeah, I think like everybody's missing the fact that the U.S. like is like it's the colonizers took over and they're the higher power now. They're running the world, so we can't like decolonize because we don't even know who it is that we need to decolonize from. And you cannot stop what they're doing if you don't even know who they're doing or who they're doing it with. So it's like we're talking about it, but it doesn't matter that we're talking about it. So
That's
whatever
a
country you want to support, that's fine. It's not going to change anything.
that's a broad presumption, Pulu, when we already have the resolution that authorizes decolonization to take place. They've already signed off on it. The issue is most people do not know it exists
So
because
who are we decolonizing from? Like
America
well,
and the West.
just America.
over here in America, it would be the decolonization based on those who came in and took over the land.
Okay, but those
So,
people are gone. So who are we
oh
decolonizing from
yeah,
now?
no, they're still here.
America,
They're still
America,
here.
they have a big power. They have a big power, but today we'll see
Yeah,
his
no, they're
power
still
with
here.
Iran. Nothing. There's
So
nothing.
what would you do in a
Nothing.
situation like Sudan, where they have a lot of tribes? What
It's like
would
are
you do
you
in Sudan?
decolonizing from a certain group of people then?
How would you decolonize Sudan, for
That's
example?
what I'm
I
asking.
promise you,
No
if
such a thing.
minority of the world, which I'm referring to as the black people, if we can decolonize ourselves, America empire will fall within a short period. But because we refuse to read to understand what is going on with American imperialism around the world, we
You
refuse to
can't
see them.
you
Yeah,
can't
but what are you
decolonize.
talking
We
about
can't
American
decolonize. We would
imperialism?
have to unite, but that doesn't.
Hold on. Let me just say this. Pulu, I kind of understand where you're trying to come from about uniting, but there is no uniting with a liar, a thief, one that will take your life. I mean, they've broken all negotiations. Furthermore, what they did wasn't right from its inception. Now you're saying all of the colonizers are gone, but everything that they left behind is still here, and people are benefiting from it. They got bases all over the world, and they are in control. Now, I'm going to say this: you can take it or you can leave it. The UN, they have already created resolutions back in the 1960s You all should go look it up. Resolution 1514. It has already designated for the decolonization process to happen. All you have to do is look at it, understand what the criteria is, and start to perform the functions. Outside of that, we're talking about it in ignorance. I've read them, I've understood them. We're formulating, the process here in America because we're still a people being governed by another nation of people, but we want our liberty. I don't want reparations, right? I want liberty. I want my resources. I want my land. I want everything, that was taken and or wrongfully contrived. So, looking at what's transpiring in the Middle East right now, let's get back to the why now, what next, and let's ask, was it a mistake? All right, so I think we just got, did somebody new? Oh no, they left. All right, so why now, what next, and was it a mistake? Let's try that.
I would say why now, because all this stuff is coming out, and I'm halfway on the fence on like whether or not they meant to put it out so they would have a reason to say this is why they're doing it. They're pulling out a whole bunch of information. What's next? I think that they're going to they're just going to this is going to be the beginning of the new era. You think about like AI, okay? They're pushing AI. No regular person is wanting AI. No normal people are like, oh man, we gotta have it. That's gonna be like the ruler of the world, and whoever owns the AI and controls the AI is gonna be the people that run the world. Because you only have one group of people running the one program that can basically take anything away, your liberties, your rights, based on your credit card can be shut down, or you can't get a job, you can't buy food. That's what I think.
I think Black American, African American, FDA, whatever you call yourself in America, are the only people who can liberate the world, because you have the opportunity. 40 million people living in America. You can organize yourself and take over the military bases within America, because that is the only way. Rome was destroyed from internal forces. If you don't do that, the world is not going to be free. You have to gather yourself and control the world within America, because whatever we're doing outside America, America is too powerful. And African American within America are the only people who can organize themselves and take over all the military bases within America and control the world from that perspective. That is what I can say.
Okay, let me go to
We
Candid.
we at this part we're a soft country, right?
Hold on. Let me go to Candid 298 real quick. Go ahead, Candid. And then we're gonna go to Sergeant First Class, retired. Go ahead, Candid.
Yeah, so the man just asked, and it was a good question. Who would we be taking it from? Who would we be liberating America from today? That was a good question. It never got answered.
Are you back on the decolonization?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be taken from those that are in control and or power within the form of the government as it exists. Now, it doesn't say that they wouldn't have their government and they couldn't do, what they do, but it says the independence would be given to the individuals that have been colonized, here as well, to compete internationally and as an independent. So all I'm gonna say is I really think you all should look into it outside of speculating, and really not understanding what has been put in place and afforded for people to function from, being Resolution 1514. Sergeant First Class, retired. Let me hear what you got to say. Okay, Sergeant First Class, retired, is gone. All right, who else? We got Tony. Hadn't heard from you, Tony. Come off your mic. All right, Tony. He having issues with his mic. All right, the stage is open, you all. The stage is open. Folks don't understand what decolonization is and, you know, who's in control. Let's see, Kazras.
Yes.
Okay, what you want to add?
Oh.
What you want to say, man, before I put you down?
What?
What do you want to add to the conversation? Okay, we got to get him out of here. All right. Angelos, I think that was you.
Yeah, I got some. They would, okay, if we did that and we were able to organize, it would be very hard for us to like sustain that because we would be cut off from funds because they are controlling the treasury and all the money. They have all the money. They own the world's banks. So that's, I mean,
Well,
that would be a really hard thing, I think.
I can understand the speculation, but according to the resolution, you know, the vast majority of the resources would also have to be put, you know, in the hands of the people. And then through securitization, there's a way for that to be formulated into value, dealing with the bond markets. And it does create a way for people to thrive and create venues to contract with other countries as a country. So, you know, where you see it as being difficult for a number of us, you know, we see it as a real viable option, you know, which is better than continuing, you know, to be misled and or, you know, oppressed. And I know a lot of folks, you know, may disagree, you know, with that. And I understand it. You know, this platform, we're here to listen to all of the thoughts and or opinions. And I just
Okay,
put my
okay. So let me put out one thing. Okay, if we were to if people were able to take over like a big chunk of land with a whole bunch of patriots that wanted to do that, maybe it's not done with you know, fighting like that. Maybe it's done through hacking and stuff, and we protect the, you know, the people that would, you know, that would take the money from the people and, you know, gather it for our cause. You know what I mean?
well, I just want to consider the process that's already laid out. You know, I don't want to look at, you know, the concept of hacking and, you know, picking up arms, and I don't want to look at it from that standpoint. I want to try to focus on what the criteria is, going through, you know, a process that's laid out for people to gain self-determination and or reclaim autonomy and understand what that is outside of the broad speculations. We got who is it that just came up? Burning World. What you want to say, Burning World?
Hey, good morning. Thanks for letting me come up. Yeah, I'll be quick. I think my biggest concern revolves around leadership or the lack thereof. And one of the things I keep coming back to is the Korean War. And if you look at the history of the Korean War, Douglas MacArthur, who is still very much viewed as a hero in the American mythos, he went out of his way to try to nuke North Korea. He carpet bombed North Korea with the same toxic chemicals that we would later use in Vietnam. And the only reason why he wasn't successful in escalating that into a full-blown genocidal war was that he was fired. And he was fired because we had a president at the time with Truman, who understood the situation on the ground, understood the consequences of actions, and was able to step in. I'm not confident that we have that level of leadership right now. And so there's the biggest concern for me is this spiraling way out of control because there's no one in the and the Trump administration went out of its way to fire veteran generals, people who have experience with these things, people who like could see the nuance of what a prolonged conflict in the Middle East can do and what it looks like. Historians, those people aren't there anymore. So right now it's vibes. It's Pete Hegseth vibes and bad information and whatever looks good for the administration, not what is good for our troops or what's good for a potential resolution of the conflict. And so that to me escalates this whole situation beyond even Iraq. And we know that was a disaster because the people that learned from Iraq are no longer in a decision-making capacity in this country. So that's my concern, and that's really all I had to bring this morning. But I appreciate you giving me an opportunity to say that.
Okay, cool. Jay just came up. Who is this? Jarrell. What you want to add to the conversation, Jarrell?
Sir, yes, sir. Why now? What next? I think the way we're going right now, we don't have an exit strategy. They just went in there thinking we were gonna do another Venezuela thing, and thought we were just gonna go with our military might. It don't work like that, and we should know that from since Iran country. We've been there 50 years, over 50, like 80 years, and we haven't learned anything. It don't. Our military tactics don't work on those people. It just doesn't. And but whoever gave Trump that bad information, they the ones should be fired. They should be fired on the spot, all of them. Because then we got y'all young troops, 6 of them unalive. But for what? We don't need it. We didn't need the oil. They said we have all the oil. We got reserves. We got an oil supply. So what are we doing? There's no exit strategy. There's no reason why the small head people got us into this mess because they dropped the pew-pews first, and then we followed them. So are we really in control as America? Is it the small head people? I mean, somebody got to let us know something. Our taxpayers, all our taxes. How much we gonna have to pay? I mean, we losing our lives, and then we paying, and we in the process we paying for it, and nobody can say anything but follow whatever the president says. It is not right, and I'll go ahead and land right there.
Okay. Well, looking at the leadership of the state of Israel and how they've drawn, America into this, I did ask the question, where was number 47 in America a puppet, to Israel? Was Israel like the puppet master? Like, are they really the one behind the scenes, calling the shots and kind of moving things within a direction? But again, for me, that's all speculation. I can't say one way or the other, but they do have influence and they have lobbied billions of dollars to buy off so many politicians. It's ridiculous. Masala, what you want to add? You just came on the stage. Masilha. You got something you want to add to the conversation, or you're accidentally up here? What's going on? All right, seem like they having some issues. All right, who else we got? All right, we got Smalls. Which one to add to the conversation, Smalls?
Hi, evening. How are you doing?
Good. What you
Yeah,
want to
I'm
say?
from South Africa. I'm from South Africa. I'm just a bit intrigued, guys, about why does America actually go into another country and decide who gets to be the leader? Would they allow it in their own country to happen? That's like my major question.
Spot on. I asked the same thing. I said, how would that sound if other world leaders were advocating for the people over here to, you know, go against with arms, you know, the government that's here, like how that would be viewed. So you got a very valid point. I don't know how many people would agree with you, would agree, you know, with me, because there are a lot of mixed emotions, you know, out here. So why now? What's next? You know, was it a mistake? What's your thoughts on that?
I really do not think it was a mistake. It was actually planned by America, but they did not realize that the rest of the world is kind of fed up because they did the same thing in Iraq. You can name numerous of countries that they only have one say, which is they having nuclear powers or nuclear bombs. You know, they always use the same excuse. We're still waiting for the nuke. They killed Saddam Hussein, claiming he's busy with nuclears. After that, they just apologized. I mean, after millions of people died, who
Right.
made them the FBI of the world?
True. That part, I'm in agreement, you know, with you on that part, because there are laws, international laws, and it doesn't seem that these laws are being enforced, and these laws are being acknowledged, you know. So who is this? RB says, "Wow, wake up, people." I mean, RB, come in and give us the insight. You know, wake us up. You know, let us know what we're missing, what we're not understanding. The floor is open. You know, you got it. So why now? You know, what's next? Was it a mistake, Smalls? Not Smalls. The Jarrell. Did you answer that question? The why now? What's next? Was it a mistake?
There's nothing in the Constitution that allows us as another sovereign nation to take over another sovereign nation. For some reason, then they want to throw up the Monroe Doctrine, talking about the Western Hemisphere. That doesn't have anything to do with us either. So I mean, we supposed to be the great negotiators. We not negotiating anything. All we doing is going there. We still basic colonizing. We going to different, like we did with Venezuela. We went and took their leader out, brought him here, put him on trial. Whereas in the Constitution it said we have the authority and power to do that. I mean, somebody needs to help me out with that. I don't know.
Yeah, good observation. We got two people that just came on the stage. First we have Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels, you can come off your mic, turn your background. If you can turn your background down, seemed like you had a lot going on. Go ahead, Jack Daniels.
Yeah. What? It was United States that provoked this war. Yeah, because there was no threat whatsoever from Iran. Are you listening? There was no threat whatsoever from Iran, so I don't think it was the right moment to attack. You understand? So, and by killing the supreme leader, I think that was a big mistake from United States side.
Big mistake. All right. Let's go with Gary Joe. What you want to add, Gary Joe?
Well, what I wanted to add was that we talk about bombing them and that, you know, Iran, that ain't no big deal. They're used to that, you know, but they've got all kinds of underground places and that. They're wanting, we get the troops on the ground, it's going to be a different situation. And it's kind of sad that everybody forgets Washington's farewell address and his warning about, you know, how we're not to be fighting, you know, under foreign banners and this and that and what have you. I think that America, you know, you hear Magna make America great again. Like I said yesterday, all this stuff happening, Venezuela, Greenland, everything, but what's being taken care of at home? Seems to me like all we're doing is out there stirring up trouble all around the rest of the world, but we ain't dealing with our own problems we have right here in our own home. So, that's it. Just because Americans, I don't care what they say, it comes down to the 3%. If something happens here and we get invaded, the vast majority of Americans do not have a clue of what to do or how to survive. I'm just saying, I'd land my plane.
Very good point. Let's see who is next. Is that Reshma?
Hi, good afternoon, gentlemen. Sorry, I came up because I'm not an American. I live in the Caribbean. But I've been looking at the US for a while, and what I want to say is that everybody has a time to reign. And I think that Mr. Donald Trump should understand when he's losing something and to just let it go. England had their time, they had their time, and he is definitely wrong. Now that there's a vast capacity of Americans that does not support this war all over the world, from what we're seeing, I wonder if it's okay that someone should come, either lock him up or take him out in just general speaking, and if he thinks that that would be fine. Because even though you don't agree with how a country is running, that is not your business to go in there and do anything. You let that be upon those people. You put innocent soldiers' lives. And when I listen to this man speak about, more lives are going to be lost, is he serious? Is that what the American soldiers is for? You understand? Why should we? Why? Why should his people die for that? What about if people start protesting all over? And putting boots on the ground in Iran is a very big mistake.
It would be.
He is going to see exactly. Let me tell you something. You do not play cards to hang a jack with people who fears nothing in this world, especially losing their lives. So I hope that America knows what they're doing.
Okay. Very
Guys,
good
do you
point.
know what my fear
Hold on,
about all
Smalls.
this?
Hold on, Smalls. We got somebody else that just came up. He called himself, I think, Pimp Daddy. Pimp
Yeah,
Daddy.
no, I just want to say I love Iran. I love Osama bin Laden. I love Somalia. I love illegals. I love Gaddafi. I love Maduro. I love all these people. They are great people. Why do these people have to be unalived? All because Trump is a orange man. Osama bin Laden was a hero. I have to I'm so upset with America. I'm gonna burn 5 American flags today. I'm so mad at America. I like Kamala Harris. I love Obama, but I don't like Trump. But I do love like Fidel Castro. I do like Somalian people. But America sucks. America is a total bad country. Like what?
If you're so
Why
anti-American, then get the fuck
who
out.
likes freedom?
I swear.
Why do we have to love why do we
You
have to
love all
love
these people,
America?
then get the fuck out
Freedom's
then. If you're so
overrated,
anti-American, get the fuck out. Quit talking your shit. I'm a fucking former
Yeah,
label veteran. I got
Osama bin
7 children. I
Laden.
got grandchildren. You burned the American flag? Get
So
the
what?
fuck out. Traitor.
And
You're a
freedom
fucking traitor.
and freedom is
Why is this guy
overrated.
still in the chat if he's
America
disgracing
You're a
America?
fucking
America
traitor.
sucks.
You're a
America
fucking
sucks.
traitor. Put your camera on so I can see who the fuck you
Um,
are.
um,
He just
Put your
rage
You should
bait.
camera
probably
on,
kick
you
that dude,
pussy.
Pimp.
He
Put
just
your
rage bait.
camera on.
Let
Show the
let me
rest of
say,
the world what traitor you are. You fucking commie.
yeah.
Yeah, you
So
should probably kick him, host. I don't understand why you doing that.
yeah,
Leaving him in
let
there.
me say this though. Let me say this, guys. So I try to hold this platform to at least give individuals a opportunity to share their opinion and let it be heard. and then give the panel a chance to rebuttal. But it's kind of hard to rebuttal what he's putting out. He's just putting out a lot of things to trigger a lot of people, and it appeared to have worked. So if we can get back to a better sense of decorum here, guys, we can do that and kind of focus on the matter, at hand. He's gone. Now we have Trey Benson. Trey Benson, what you want to add to the
I
conversation?
apologize. I'm sorry, host.
It's
No,
all good.
I just want to say, man, I'm listening. I'm a veteran, and soldiers that sign up for that position, they know exactly what they're getting into. So by Donald Trump saying, Mr. President Trump saying lives will be lost, that is a job that soldiers, veterans signed up for. They don't want to die, but they are willing to sacrifice their life so that other people don't have to do that. Like some of the people on this platform, they don't agree with war. Nobody really agrees with war, but it's the job that needs to be done.
Well, can
And
I
and that
interject on that?
No, let him
Let me
finish
say
his
something,
thought.
guys.
All right, hold on. Let him finish his
okay.
thought. He was talking. Let him finish his
No,
thought, guys. Go ahead.
that's all I had to say is that soldiers that sign up for that position, they know exactly what they're getting into. It is a voluntary position. Nobody forced anybody to join the military. And if they're in the military, there are very specific roles in each job. So if they're boots on the ground people, infantry, they know exactly what they're getting into. It's not a surprise when they go to war. They know that they may leave and not come back. And that's all I got to say.
All right, hold on, guys. We got a couple of new people that came on. Let's give them a chance. Brian, welcome back, Brian. Brian Tech 2, he's very articulate. He's going to tell you something. What you got, Brian? And then we're going to go to, after Brian, we're going to go to, oh, okay, they left.
No,
What you
no.
got?
Okay. There's a difference between dying for your country and dying for a cause that you don't believe in. So in this case, right, we all, a lot of people might agree that, these American soldiers are going to die for Israel, or I don't know if that word is permitted, or get on the
They
line
dying for a
for,
selfish cause. They dying for a selfish cause.
what's that?
They're going to be dying for a.
Okay. Brian, finish your thought. After Brian, we're going to go to Rose. Hey, guys, stay on your mic. Don't come off of your mic. Let people get their thought out. And after they get their thought out and we get the people that are on stage, then we'll open it up. You'll have a chance to make your rebuttal. I don't know if you need to make notes on who's saying what, but you'll have an opportunity to rebuttal. But I don't want you guys coming off interrupting individuals, different people's thoughts. So go ahead, Brian. After Brian, we got Rose. After Rose, we're going to have Andy Blackman.
Yeah, as I was saying, there's a difference between dying for your country and knowing what you're dying for. In this case, I don't know what you're dying for because, as you know, the Trump administration didn't have any plan as to how this course of action would proceed and end. There was no plan A or plan B. It's just it was just, like I said, it was something that they wanted to do for the last 2 decades. They had, the opportunity presented itself, and they executed it without any proper planning. And so for him to say, he expects, some death in this situation or people to die, what are you dying for? Because as you see, what's currently going on, the war is not going as they perceived it, and they're just like guessing along the way, right? They're just coming up with things because they didn't expect Iran to react the way they're reacting, and right now they don't have any answer to what's going on. Like, we all know that a bombing campaign alone doesn't win wars, right? You got to plan for, like, say, boots on the ground. You could, you could bomb their infrastructure. You could bomb, you could bomb facilities like power plants, to cut off your water supply. By the end of the day, you have to put boots on the ground. Now, with Iran, I don't think Iran is going to capitulate. They're going to fight to the death. And what I noticed with the U.S., if you check the wars they fought over the years, if the enemy refused to surrender or succumb to their might, it creates a lot of difficulty for the U.S. And over a period of time, if it gets stretched over a period of time, then it start causing disillusions and as you can see, people start having second thoughts as to why they went in. So when it comes to war, you're gonna have to have proper planning, right? But to just come out and say, you're gonna die for your country in this case, or you're expected to die. You shouldn't be told that. You should be saying, you know what, you're dying for the cause, right? World War II, you died.
All right, hold on one second. Hold on one second, Brian. We get your point. Right there. We got Andy Blackman, and then we're gonna go to Kay. We kind of want to hear, their thoughts. And guys, be kind of mindful that there are other people on the stage. I want you to get your thoughts out. But when you find yourself almost being redundant, repeating, something that you may have said, let's just be considerate of others that are on the stage and ones that may want to communicate, with you. So if I cut you off, it's not out of disrespect. It's just, looking as if we think we get your point. And guys, also the Daily Heart Me up top. It don't cost you nothing to tap the screen. We got a whole lot of people, in the room listening to this discussion. So, tap the screen and, check out the Daily Heart. You can follow me, Larry Blackman, and then we're going to go to Kay.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, great. I just got a phone call. My bad. Yeah, I think this is we're doing too much. America is. I don't think the citizens are really willing to fight another war. I'm a millennial. Came out of high school to buildings falling. Told us to go to school to prepare for the future. There has been no future. The old men are refusing to die. The old men are refusing to pass on anything to the youth. The youth have no reason to fight for this country. You can love America all you want. When the ownership of the youth of the land is so low that they're going to be permanent renters, these people are not going to want to die for this country. I love America. I'm a Black American. I built this country off of blood, sweat, and tears, off of my labor. But at the end of the day, if you have nothing in your name for this country, no one's going to fight for it. They're trying to push this drone war and they're trying to push this robotic war because they know the youth aren't prepared for it. No one's in shape anymore. No one has the mental capacity to deal with this anymore. Gen Z is less willing to perish for this war than any other generation. And these are Iran. You can say what you want to say about them. You can say what you want to say about it. Their religion is built on martyrdom. These people their goal is to pass away. Their goal is to bring back the Messiah. And if that means they lose their lives, they're more than willing. We're not willing to lose 5 minutes for a McDonald's burger. They're willing to lose everything to bring back Christ. We are not on the same playing field. We're unaliving people on computers. They're unaliving people in flip-flops and being okay with it. So good luck. They have plenty of sleeper cells here, and we know it. America knows it. And they're just letting them slowly take us out. This is not led by America. It's being funded by America. We know a country, the small hats, We know what country is allowing this to happen. And as America slowly drifts away from the riches that is accumulated over the years, and other countries are being enriched off of our labor, as we're handing money to countries that have free healthcare, as we're handing money to countries that have free college, as we're handing money to other military so they can have better retirements than our military, we will become nothing. And anyone who thinks otherwise, in my opinion, they just love America so much they're willing to die for a lie because.
Okay. All right. So we got you there, Andy Blackman. No disrespect, but we want to get to Kay. And then we got somebody else new that came on. And I'm sure some people want to respond, to what you said, there, Andy Blackman. Kay is gone. We got T. T.
Yeah, so
I'm
just
here.
Want
I haven't said anything. You.
oh,
Oh,
sorry. Can I
I'm
just say
sorry.
this
Kay,
before
go
I forget?
ahead.
Sorry, just before I forget, just on the back of that.
Hold on. Kay was first. And Kay
yeah.
is off the mic. Go ahead,
No,
Kay.
yeah. I just wanted to say, even what I wrote in the comments, this is a multifaceted war. But to back out a little bit, Netanyahu, if you check the history of Netanyahu with all American presidents, his whole winning of presidency has been making Iran and how he has portrayed it to be. And if you check your American history, you'll find that he tried with every past president of America. He never succeeded to reach what he has done now. And I don't think Trump really knows the real intentions why Netanyahu wanted to use America to attack Iran. That aside, Netanyahu's tenure of office is all hinging on this. Look at all the past elections in Israel. It was all about making Iran as an enemy. Now, for Iran, even just to stand today, when they actually said the attack was the biggest they have ever received in history, America and Israel together, yet they did not complete their task. It means that somehow they will be there, no matter. The sad part is that America is not ready for the aftermath. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to go to T. And then after T, we're going to go to Dakar. And you guys, panel on the stage, if you don't mind, share the live. You guys that are in the room, we have over 300 some odd people that are in the room right now. Share the live. It don't cost you anything to tap the screen. The Daily Heart Me is up there. T, what you got?
Yeah, thanks, Roman, host. Great hosting. As always, it's a pleasure to watch you. You're really fair. So, I just wanted to say off the back of the chap that was on before, he said about sleeper cells, and obviously I'm from the UK, and that's the main reason why our Prime Minister is treading very carefully. It doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter where he treads. We are involved, but he's trying to make it look like we're not involved, if that makes sense. We've got over here one brotherhood that is banned everywhere else, and like you said, sleeper cells. That's one of the main reasons why our prime minister is trying to play carefully, and it's a real high risk. And also what you said about he won't want to fight for the country, this, that, and the other. They're ready to die, blah blah blah, and 100%. We're not prepared. The generations are gone from what that is, but as soon as it's on your doorstep, whether you are religious, you're fighting for your religion, whether you're fighting for your country, or whether you're just fighting for your family, you will step up. You will step up. You'll have no choice. It's fight or die. So, and I hope it doesn't get to that point. But you've got to people have got to think along those lines and think, it's not for the country. Don't worry about that. It's for yourselves. It's for your family. It's for the life that you have. That's what you've got to fight for. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. And I appreciate you having me on, host, but I'll let someone else chat. Thank you very much.
So we're going to go to Dakar, and then we're going to go to Moody Billions after Dakar. Go ahead, Dakar. Dakir, you're on mute if you're talking. All right, while we wait Waiting on Dakir. We're going to go ahead to. Okay, there you go.
Okay, sorry about that. I'll make it short and sweet. The cause 2K. I love your content. On my page, I just posted some hits that Iran has struck on Israel. Well deserved. Now, I did serve in the Marine Corps, and I do regret it. Honorable discharge. However, to any Black Americans serving in this military currently, I advise you, if this does not wake you up, deter anybody else from serving this country, because this country has never been right to us, has always been treated us like just been doing us dirty from day one, since America's inception. Other than that, keep hitting them strong, Iran. I'm with you. Allahu Akbar. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Let's see. We got who was that? Wait. No, it was Moody Billionaire. Moody Billions. You can come off your mic and then Slug. Moody Billions going once. Moody Billions going twice. He having an issue with his mic. Slugs, are you ready? Okay, Slugs is gone. Anybody wanna make comments or rebuttals to
Yes, sir.
something that they heard?
Yeah, I'll go real quick, Hose.
My mic is okay now.
Oh, go ahead, brother. Go.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, can I continue, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
For my opinion, for humanity's sake, sometimes you don't have to be claiming right always. You have to think about your citizen, the love you have for humanity. My opinion there, the only thing I can tell everything that is happening right now, the leader of Iran was too stubborn. He was the one that brought everything upon Iran. That is just the truth. Because if you look at Kuwait and other Arab country that is doing very well, they have a deal with US and they are doing well together. For the first time when Trump said, let's go outside a deal, he's supposed to go outside a deal and everything will work when we still be ruling. Nobody will complain about that. But by the time you said you want to fight America, you want to do this, and you know how strong the people is. I'm not saying America is right. That is not my point. I'm concerned about the citizen and the people they are killing. That is my concern. You understand? It's not everything is about right or whatever. If you look at all the Arab country that is doing very well, they are very close to America. America holds the world power. I'm not talking about right. If you want to really have peace in your country, you have to be doing what America said and what America wanted to do. Is very little. Maybe you can have a business with them. Maybe you are killing your citizens. They can say no, don't do this, behave like this. That is all. That is the same thing that happened to Maduro. By what the thing is happening, you can only criticize America, and your people is dying. That is the point people don't even look at. You understand? So what is happening right now is the same thing that happening to Maduro. And now Maduro was cautioned, is dead. Regime is changed. Now this man now is dead now. You understand? So for my own opinion, if that guy is a very good leader, if I say, okay, America, this is how I want it to be. You understand? I don't need war. Okay, let it be like that. Where people say that Donald Trump is a very stubborn president, where I'm aware Donald Trump is very stubborn. But all the country Donald Trump he point Canada, he point other nation, Peru. Those people then went to go and meet Trump. They sign a deal. Everything's going well. So I don't know why this guy bring everything upon that. I said, now what is going on now? How can Iran win Israel and America and people will be dying? So that is my opinion. Yes.
All right. So we got JT, then we got LB, and then we have Sanchez. All right, JT, you up.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I come from a libertarian background. I've been against every war the United States has been in forever, I guess. 45. My friends got sent over there back when we graduated about 2000. So my group of buddies stayed over there in Afghanistan and Iraq. I don't want our kids to go through this. I'm not going to put all the blame on the United States. I'm not going to put it on Trump. I'm not going to put it on anybody. This is a world issue, man. I hope this ends very quickly. I pray for all the people that has bombs like going over their head. There's kids and children, like, and wives, and just people that's trying to work and survive and don't care about this bull crap that's going on, like all this crazy stuff. And I just want to leave it, man. I'm a Christian. I've chose my side. It's not red. It's not blue. I hate nobody. I want peace, and I turn to Jesus, man. Jesus is my team.
Okay. LB and then Sanchez. LB, going once. LB.
Oh, here I go.
All right.
Here I go. Hey, I just want to say, hey, I'm LB. I'm a black man. I'm 44 years old. I just want to say, yes, war, you know what I'm saying, in America, war, period. You know what I'm saying, is bad. You know, no one wants war. I understand that. But people have to understand that we've been in war since the beginning of time. You understand, things happen, you know, no one, want to see, innocent people being hurt or stuff like that. But people got to understand war is necessary. Yes, I do believe in this war. I do believe that we should, you know what I'm saying, that Trump did a good thing. You got to understand, no disrespect. Those, you know what I'm saying, like people over there, their government over there, they don't care. Just like that one guy came on the panel and said they don't care. They will die for, you know what I'm saying, to bring Christ. First off, they don't need to bring Christ back. Christ is going to come back on his own. You know what I'm saying? So what they need to bring Christ back for? So what I'm trying to say is, it's like this, man. People need to understand, yes, war is bad, all this, all that. Yes, no one wants to go to war. But if you got people that's yelling death to America, you know what I'm saying, building nukes, people that will unalive their own self to bring Christ back, come on, man. We got to protect our kids. We got to protect. If you're not fighting for the government, just like that one soldier said, he was an ex-soldier. Okay, if you're not fighting for the government, you got kids, you got a mama, you got you know what I mean? You got people around here, you know what I'm saying? Fight for them if you don't want to fight for the government. Because no, at the end of the day, I believe if someone is threatening us, another country is threatening us, yes, we need to handle that. Because guess what? We need to protect our family. You know what I'm saying? We need to protect our kids, the kids that's growing up, our youth. So no, I disagree with that one soldier that said he was in the military and then screamed Allah Baka or whatever he said. I'm a Christian man. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, he made me feel like he was a sleeper cell. You feel me? But anyway, I'm gone, y'all. I believe in the war. I'm with Trump on the war. You know what I'm saying? Though war is not good. I understand that. Innocent people, I understand that. But y'all got to get your panties out wide. We got to handle business. Let's get it.
We're dealing with some mixed emotions right now. Sanchez, you want to come off and let us know what's on your mind? We got a mixed panel right now as it pertains to the events that are transpiring between the U.S. and Iran, Israel and Iran. And China is a player, in the back. And, Russia is there also, although they don't have any military agreement with Iran, but they're definitely there. Sanchez.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just want to say, like, for us as Americans, we have an obligation, and and the result of our decision, the mass majority of Americans, is what we're dealing with now, and that's voting. Mass majority of the people, if you believe in the system or whatever, they voted for Trump. So we have an obligation to make sure that we get people out to vote, because I know a lot of people in my community or whatever, they didn't vote because they didn't like neither one of them. But hey, at the end of the day, you have this obligation. You either way you go, red, blue, or independent, you got to do that as a citizen of this country, you know. And so now a lot of us, we understood what Trump was capable of doing, for the reason being we didn't vote for him. But the way it turned out ended up being, it was more people that didn't vent him as well as they should have, and now they're complaining. So I just feel like as an American, regardless of who or who you like or whatever, you got to go to the booth and vote, and hopefully we'll have a better outcome next time.
So we got Righteous Scorp. Righteous Scorp.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all feeling?
All right.
How everybody feeling?
Good. What's on your mind?
What's on my mind? I really feel like Israel need to be fighting this. We don't need to be here. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Israel. I feel like some of the Spanish people. I feel like some of the Europeans and whoever voted for Trump or whatever. Y'all need to be frontline, straight up and down. Straight up and down. We in this war for no reason. For no reason. Israel never attacked. I mean, Iran never attacked us. You feel me? And this guy Netanyahu been trying to fight this shit since the 90s? Come on, gang. I'm done with this shit. I'll fight for blacks. I'll fight for us. You know what I'm saying? As a humanity, I'll fight for us. But going to war for races? Nah, I'm good on that. And I can't wait till Israel attack us on the inside, because we still helping these niggas, and this nigga is on the fucking...
Oh, wait.
My fault. Excuse my language.
We gotta be real mindful about, the language. And unfortunately, I had to put you down, but that I can bring you back up. You can submit to come back up, but to make sure they don't limit the live, I have to remove you. All right, so real quick, we got Sand Choba. Sand Choba, what you got?
Hey man, what's up?
All right, what you want to tell us?
Okay, so first of all, I'd like to say hi to all Americans and non-Americans here. I'm from Tunisia. Basically it's an African country, so this will be like a neutral or a different perspective from the rest of all perspectives here, I guess. Honestly, I would like to say that Americans, first of all, need to wake up to the fact that America have a lot of internal problems, a lot of corruption, a lot of the Epstein files, economy is deteriorating, even the country itself, I can see it from a neutral perspective that it's divided. The country is getting far and far, distant, no cohesion, there's no social cohesion or a political consensus, which is bad for America itself. Now, if we're gonna talk about foreign policy, this war is obviously the only benefiter of this war is Israel and Benjamin Netanyahu. And frankly, I respectfully say this to all Americans. I don't mean to offend anyone here, but you need to stop with this idea of okay, we are the saviors of the world, we are the heroes, we are the moral ones. We should stop with that. I think America has a bad record of, announcing to liberate people or to install democracy and freedom of speech, liberalism, capitalism, all of that, shiny ideas. But in reality, you go there, you mess up the people's lives. It ends up either in civil wars, you leave piles and piles of dead bodies, and it literally destroys, So what I think should happen here is, soft power is always it has proven to be effective. America should have used the international law, and this hegemony or this idea, if I don't agree with you, therefore I'm gonna bomb you, therefore I'm gonna interfere in your business, it's not good. And the idea that what's happening now, it's very obvious that you are America, so I don't want to pull in the people of America here because it's very dumb, obviously. But the government of America is basically putting Americans in danger. Like we have, like Americans are all over the world. They are in the Middle East. There's plenty of them in the Middle East. They have companies there. They have their own businesses. And what's happening now is that the government is protecting Israel, and the American bases are being bombed, and American soldiers are being, unalived. So who's losing here is Americans in general. You see? So
Okay. All right. We got your point right there. So we have the stage is full. You all, I do want to say the Daily Hartme is up there. The room is full. You all should try to get us up to at least 10K, with the likes. That would be appreciated. Y'all tap the screen, look at the Daily Hartme, share the live, repost the live. Well, look, we got a lot of mixed emotions going on right now. And the stage is full. Everyone has had a chance to express themselves. So I'm going to kind of open it up if someone wants to rebuttal based on something they heard, or if they have an added fact, that they would like to say. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to, in fact, I have to give you a minute because there's so many people on stage. I'll give you a minute to explain yourself, and if you go past that point and I kind of cut you off, don't worry. It's just to give somebody else, a chance, and we'll kind of do this popcorn style, first come, first serve. So who would like to first come off the mic and rebuttal or add to the conversation?
I'll go ahead, host.
Okay.
No, I served in the military too. I did 28 years. I did Desert Storm, and I got at the tail end of the Iran Contra mess. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of us don't realize the history that we already have over there. We have no business over there. Those people will not stop. And it's basically biblical for them, but it's not for us. So their religion is totally different. I mean, so we got to stop sitting up there thinking, like the gentleman said, us as Americans, we have to take care of America first. We don't have time to be going over fixing somebody else's problem. Here, we got more problems with people unalive in here. We got more shrugs. We got more. I mean, everything is going bad here, and everybody want to play like whatever Trump says. No, it doesn't work that way. I mean, he should have went before Congress and did this right. They always talking about the right way. We still got to go. We don't know if it's a campaign, if it's a war, if it's a conflict. They don't even want to name it. We're at war with another country, and we have no valid reason. And I'm gonna go ahead and land right there.
Okay. Any rebuttal? Anybody want to add something to that?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to add
I
a few
want to say
things.
everything that man said was absolutely correct.
Okay. We got Gary, and then I'm gonna come to you, JT Locke. Go ahead, Gary.
Well, I just wanted to say what that man said is correct, and most Americans have no idea of what could be happening because, like this guy said, the person we took out would be the equivalent to like the Catholic Pope. So imagine if someone did that. And I look at all the various different countries that, like I was telling, like Mexican, Spanish, Irish Catholics, they're not like American Catholics. They'd get real upset. And what we've done there, we got to realize how many sleeper cells we have over here, how many over here that call God by another name, that this was not good. And like he stated, what is this? Is it a conflict? Is it a war? Because like we said the other day, a president can't declare war without an act of Congress. So, I supported Trump too, but come on, man, you got to play by the rules. This is getting crazy. So with that, I land my plane. But what that man said on top of me, he is 100% correct. He's right. They don't think like we do, man. And I land my plane.
Okay, so I got JT gonna go, and then I got somebody new that came on the stage, Jay Zion D. So JT, go ahead, and then we're gonna go to Jay Zion D.
Yeah, I want to. I like to. There's a lot of comparisons here. All right, so the Ayatollah has nothing to do with the Pope. The Pope has not destroyed lives of hundreds and thousands of people. Like this dude, like I'm against war, but this dude is not the Pope. I want y'all to also know that In 1979, legal marrying age in Iran was 18 for women. When the Ayatollah was put in, the legal age for marrying women now is 9 years old. So y'all take that in account, that 9-year-old girls over there are being married and doing married people things. So take that in consideration if you're a parent, if you're just a human. I'm not saying that I'm for this or against it. I'm just giving facts. These are facts. I'm not giving no opinions.
Hey, can I say something about that?
And
Or
then
who's next?
Jay Zion D, and then we'll come to you, Andy Blackman.
I just want to know. I'm from Michigan. I'm 55 years old from Michigan, and whether or not this is, I do have mixed emotions about this because the death of the Ayatollah Khomeini in my state of Michigan, in the city of Dearborn, is an Arab majority, all Arab majority, including an all Iranian a majority, Arab majority, and one of their mosques put up a sign saying, "Rest in peace, Ayatollah Khomeini. We love you. We wish you peace." And now they're starting to plan their revenge. We got terror cells all over the place. I mean, especially the Revolutionary Guard. There's 1 million of them that can all become terror cells. But here in the state of Michigan, we got 140,000 Muslims that are now in Dearborn, and 40,000 more in Hammond, Michigan, that are now become activated or can become activated and hit soft targets like the one you saw in Austin, or have somebody just run down people on the streets of Flint or Detroit or any Novi, something, any soft target that these people can think of. They now have the numbers here in the state of Michigan in order to carry that out. So I think we should all be on high alert as the United States is continuing to bomb Iran and try to set up their proxy new government, whether it be the Shah or the old pre-existing monarchy or whatever the new proxy government is. You got to think about what's going on here in the United States, and specifically in the city of Dearborn and the city of Hammond, where you have Muslim majority, and specifically Iranian American Muslim majority.
Okay. All right. We get your point, Jay Zion D. I think Andy Blackman wanted to say, and then I think Snared Kuba want to have something to say. After Andy Blackman, then
Me
you.
too, sir.
Okay. And you'll go after Snares. Andy Blackman,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I just wanted to address a few things the guy said. The dude with the T in his name, he went off. He said that if it comes to your house, then you would fight. Of course, that's true. Nobody's willing to be self-sacrificed, other than them, Iran. They're willing to self-sacrifice. We're not willing to self-sacrifice. We have to understand that we aren't healthy. America's youth isn't healthy. We don't have enough people at fighting age and fighting health. We don't have it. America, I don't know why we have this false idea. Like I feel like we're still under the mind frame of manifest destiny when we took over the west of America, and then we think it's just going to keep being helped. When we think we're safe because we haven't been touched in America. I remember when all the TVs came on in my school and we saw people falling from skies, and all the grown folks started crying because they never thought America could be touched. These people have been preparing since that day with drones. Their drones are so good that we stole their technology, and they call them Kazakami drones. These people are prepared, and the only thing that is keeping us safe is that we are on the other side of the globe. Russia's friends with Cuba. They're pretty close. We got to stop pretending that we cannot be touched. And then I'll land with this. A lot of people have that mind frame and idea of the person who gets into a fight and they say, well, if I just get mad enough and I just see red, I'm going to win that fight. That's not real life, bro. It's not real life. These people are prepared. And we should not be the world's police. And I'll end with that.
Correct.
B Sand said he gonna wait. So LB, you can get it.
All right. Can you hear me?
LB, I can hear you.
All right. No, my rebuttal on that, on a couple of guys that came on the panel. I just want to say this right here. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I understand that y'all don't want war. Your kids, you will, take care of your family, if you got to. No, we're not a suicidal people. You know what I'm saying? Like America is not. We're not on no suicidal type of, conflict type of issue. But those people are, and I'm not gonna say those people. I'm gonna say Iran. You know what I'm saying? Iran, the Muslims, how they raised. That's their life, and y'all have to understand that these people are, you know what I'm saying. Whatever their religion is, I no disrespect, but it is to me,
Say about it.
it's moral. It's immoral. It's wrong. You shouldn't come over. You shouldn't hurt innocent people. You know what I'm saying? Just because you don't believe in a certain belief that you have. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't, innocent kids and, just like he was talking about the 9/11 incident, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's not right. Like, I don't understand how people can sit there and say, like, these people are mentally stable and deserve, you know what I'm saying, to do what they want to do. No, I do not believe those people need nukes. If their people have nukes, everybody is gone. That's the type of people they are. Y'all need to wake up and understand that. Everybody talking about these little casualties and these things that's going on in the world right now. Just like you said, we got sleeper cells here. All right, we got sleeper cells in America. Why you want to touch innocent people? Go to a club or go to a ball game or a school and hurt innocent kids and innocent people. Come on now, make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? The military fight the military. That's why we have a military. Fight them. You know what I'm saying? Don't come to our country, you know what I'm saying, and hit innocent people that has nothing to do with what's going on. You got people on y'all side, you got people on, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what I mean? That's for it. Like me, I'm for it. I say, me personally, bomb them. Knock them off the map, point blank. You
So by that
understand me?
logic,
And I mean
is
it.
Kim Jong Il next?
Hold on. You gotta wait for me. We just had Donald Trumpy come on. I think he want to add something to the conversation, and then I'll let you rebuttal, Jay Zion. Donald Trumpy, going once. Donald's Trumpy going twice. All right, he having an issue with his mic. Okay, Jay Zion, go ahead and rebuttal.
Okay. So by that logic, should we is Kim Jong Un now next to be bombed because North Korea does have a nuke, and Kim Jong Il is crazy as a cat. You know what? Okay. They he remember. Do anybody remember Michael Wambier, Otto Wambier? The young white missionary who went over to North Korea to visit, and they said he stole propaganda, and it showed signs that he was beaten, and they sent him back home to the U.S. in a coma, and they family finally decided to pull the plug. You remember remember that incident? It wasn't so long ago, about 6 to 8 years ago. I mean, Kim Jong Il has been unaliving his own people. Okay, so by that logic, North Korea should be next, correct?
Right, so we got enough people on the stage who hadn't had a chance to speak that want to speak.
That was to you. You're saying that you was okay with the U.S. bombing Iran. So by that logic, North Korea should be next because Kim Jong Il is mentally unstable, and North Korea has a nuke. So by that logic, North Korea should be next, correct?
Yes, I'm gonna tell you like this. This is what Trump is doing. He's knocking off everybody that needs to be knocked off. And like I'm gonna just say it like that. Like just like
all the terror cells in the United
States.
States.
Venezuela. No, I'm talking about people that's hurting our country. bringing, you know what I'm saying, illegal substances to our country. You know what I'm saying? Just like that's why he went into Venezuela. And then them people, you got to understand, them people over there in Venezuela, they were like slaves. They was having to work for and do that. You
Okay,
understand? Them
yeah.
people are happy. Just like in Iran. The people are over there happy. They were over there unaliving people just for protesting. You
If
can't
that
walk
be
down
the
the street.
case, then
Like,
why did
Hey,
Trump make a deal with
Jay
China?
Zion, Jay Zion, stop popping off your mic. Let people get a chance to finish their thought. No one interrupted you. He was, in the midst of trying to express himself. So let's have a little decorum and be respectful.
yeah.
LP, go ahead and finish your thought.
I kind of lost, but I'm just saying they like, you know what I'm saying. I love everybody, so don't get me twisted. Like I love everybody, the Iranians, the Muslims. Like I don't knock on nobody religion or none of that. What I'm saying is, if your religion take you to the point to where you will unalive yourself and unalive innocent people, you do not deserve to be here. Point blank. It doesn't matter. I understand. Okay, yeah. I don't wish death on nobody. But if a person will harm my kids, if a person will blow up the whole world, you know what I'm saying? Because of their cause and their religion, they do not belong here. Period.
Okay. Can I offer a rebuttal to
We
that?
got a Full Man just came on the stage. Let's give Full Man a chance to get into the conversation. Full Man, what you want to add?
Yeah, thank
We
you,
got a
my
lot of mixed emotions going on.
yeah, thank you, my brother. Now to the brother that said that Iran shouldn't have a nuke because if they have a nuke, they're going to use it. That's a blatant lie. Which country have ever used a nuke in the history of mankind? We live in one, right? We live in one. So the one that have used it should be the one that shouldn't have it. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you look back in history, you bound the man that caused the problem before. And we live in one that have done that. Now, when you talk about the spiritual leader in Iran that you want to compare to the Pope, is no comparison. We're just trying to say he is to them what the Pope is to the Catholic Church. So it's nothing of comparison. And when you go back in history in 1979, and when Iran has some U.S. hostages, you know who all they let free? The black ones. All the black American that was part of the hostage in Iran, they let them go. And the reason why they let them go, they say, you brothers, you been under pressure in America, so we're going to let you go. Go read in history what Iraq did to the U.S. Hostage that was in captive in the 1979. They held the white ones and they let the black one go because they know who we are as a people. So, bro, I tell you what, it's America that shouldn't have a nuclear weapon, not Iraq, because they haven't used it before we use it. Bye.
All
Rebuttal?
right, y'all.
He said bye.
Back to
Okay.
Can I be
Go
next?
ahead. Or let's Snare Cuba speak. You've been waiting for a while. Go ahead.
Thank you, brother. Okay, so I'll try to explain this to the average American so everyone gets an idea of what's going on. So in the Muslim world, there's two kinds of Muslims. There's the Shia Muslims and the Sunni Muslims. Okay? The Shia Muslims are basically a minority, like probably 18 to 20%. So, and most of these people, they live in Iran. So when it comes to Iran, it's complicated even within Iran. There are people who are against the Islamic regime, and there are people who are also for the Islamic regime. So we're talking about a divided people anyways. So this is why I'm telling you, if you bomb the leader or whatever he is, you're gonna piss off a portion of the population. You see? So this is why it matters to use diplomacy, to use international law. Okay? And what's going on right now is that America is basically trying to protect Israel, okay? And the bases, the American bases in Arab countries are being bombed. So what's happening now that the Arab states are mad at America for not protecting them, because the only reason these American facilities and American bases to be there in the Middle East is to protect these Arab nations. So you see that it's a losing war already. That's what I'm trying to show you people here. Okay, so and it's sad because at the end of the day, even if you kill the Khomeini or Ayatollah or the Iranian structure.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you guys, we got to remember the TikTok etiquette to speak unalive. Okay. All right. So
Oh, bad
let me
man. It's
let you
okay.
back
Sorry.
on, but let's remember our TikTok etiquette. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Me?
Yes, Snare Kuba.
It's Sanad, but thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Okay, I apologize. Senate. Senate Kuba.
Thank you so much. It's okay. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to say here. It's the problem is that even within Iran, it's a bit complicated. The people there are not in unison. And by the way, I don't know if you heard the news that Trump is actually talking to the Kurdistan, the people from Kurdistan, because
Yeah.
in Iran, there's a lot of ethnicities, okay? There's Kurds, there's also Iranians or Persians, and there's another Azerbaijanis, yeah. So what Trump is trying to do now is something called insurrection, or divide and conquer, basically. So he's trying to make these ethnic minorities or militias to fight within Iran because they don't want American soldiers to step foot in America. In Iran. And the issue is that even if you unalive the leader of Iran, the government or the structure of the Iranian government is made that even if you cut off the head, the roots are still there. So you're not making any difference. That's what I'm
So,
trying to say, basically.
all right. So, yep, you made a valid point. You know, with the Kurds are now being trained, you know, to go in and fight this war on behalf of Israel and the U.S.
Can
All
I
right.
start
So,
here?
hold on, Jay Zion. Let's see if somebody else wanted to rebuttal, and we'll come back to you. Anybody else want to before we give it to Jay Zion?
Yeah, I wanted to agree with that. Add on to what the
Andy
guy
Black.
said about that. The issue is America. You said what?
No, we're gonna go Andy Blackman and then Gary. We're gonna come
Okay.
to you next.
So, as an American citizen, I love what this country is supposed to represent. Unfortunately, we have to realize that there is corruption in America. And the way it's being ran, it is not being ran by the people as it's supposed to be. Um, we have to understand the history of America, and unfortunately, the history of America is that we betray the people that have helped us. We saw how we left this last country and how people were being unalived from helicopters. You can pull it up on X right now. You can see it. How they were hanging off of these helicopters. Um, these people, as you call them, the Kurds, if they do help us, as they say, they will be the next Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden helped us until he was unuseful, and what this country has done, what these people have done, what America has done, is once the tools become useless, they break them. So yeah, good luck fighting on America's side. And I agree with what he said. The United Arab Emirates has allowed American bases, and then as these kamikaze planes are being hit, or these drones are hitting hotels, and they're saying, "Where is America to help us?" America sent all of their $5 million per missiles to defend a country as big as Texas, while not defending the countries that are allowing the petrodollars to enrich America. Are we not seeing the downfall of America by protecting a country as small as Texas, to run us into insolvency? I mean, I wish us luck. I wish us luck.
Gary, go ahead, Gary.
I just wanted to say real quick, In the immortal words of Admiral Yamamoto, I fear we have wakened a sleeping giant. When I said what I said and that guy misunderstood, that Islamic leader, his role was like the equivalent of like the Pope, is what I was saying. The principle, not what they're doing in their actions. Like we all know, there are sleeper cells here, and everybody can have an opinion, but nobody's actually over there and all these other places to see, boots on the ground and eyes to see and hear from the people of what's really, really going on. We are all just being fed a bunch of various narratives. What I believe is this is way deeper than all that. I believe in the big thing that America has got to be taken out first, one of them, just like the UK, for this new world order thing to happen. And that all this stuff is inevitably geared up to cause civil war right here in our own country. That all these sidetractions and this and that, wow, we have been being destroyed from the inside out, our education, dumbing down our children. And look, most Americans aren't ready. Me, my kids are grown. I live in this camper. I've been preparing for this for some time. But people need to be vigilant, be having their eyes open and think. Because it ain't like they don't already have a standing army over here. They do. And with that, I land my plane.
All right, so Jarrell, hadn't heard from you for a minute. If you still want to stay on mute, we'll go to JT Locke. But Jarrell, if you want to add to the conversation, you can.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
check me in sometimes too, man.
Yeah,
Did you
Jose.
say four, man? Or
Trying
no?
to.
Yeah, Jose, it is a good conversation, but just like we saying, for some reason,
Hold on, Jarrell. I'm sorry. Full man, he is new to the stage, and I didn't had him sitting down there just sitting. I forgot he was there. Y'all
that's
forgive
good.
me. Let's give
No
Full
problem.
man a chance to communicate.
Yeah, as I was saying, man, we just got to wash up. You understand what I'm saying? Iran is not a small foot to play with. They are not. These guys are fighting strategically. And America should be aware that you can't mess with every little boy. You can't do that. This war going to teach us a lot of lessons, and we got to learn from it and learn to do things better the next time. Iran have planned, as the brother said, Iran have planned for this war over 4 decades.
I think we did hear from Full Man, and no disrespect, Full Man. We're gonna, since the panel is full, we're gonna let Jarrell have his thought. We're gonna go to JT Locke, and then we're gonna go to LB. All right, go ahead, Jarrell.
Yes, sir. But like I was saying about me being over there, we don't went over there, being a veteran and all that good stuff, man. We shouldn't be over there because we have no fight. We actually, Israel dropped, the small head people dropped the first boom boom. We didn't. And then we follow suit after that. So how we following a country that small? Are we the leaders that we pretend to be or not? I mean, we just got to face reality. That country has either they blackmailing our leaders, is something's going on because we got senators and congressmen that are actually dual citizens to Israel, and that's not supposed to be. We got the IDF come over and train with our police officers, and that's not supposed to be. So I mean, are they an extension of America? Is America an extension of Israel? And I'll end right there.
Yeah, they have done a whole lot of lobbying. JT, go ahead, and then LB.
All right. And like I said last time, I'll only state facts. And again, I don't know what side of this I fall on, but I will tell you this. We just hit Venezuela, and now we're in Iran. Both of those countries are the oil supply to Russia and China. That is their oil supply. That's their energy sources. In my opinion, this has all got to do with redoing our entire system because, man, if we don't do something, China is they have a strong lock on our supply. They manufacture everything. I'm in manufacturing. We're industrial engineering. We travel the world setting these companies up. China is way ahead of us. We have sold out our industry to pay less money, and it's catching up with us. So we have to slow down production on China as far as our economy. And I think that this thing is pointed directly at that. When we start seeing the energy sources getting slowed down going into Russia, which stops that war. If Russia can't get oil from Venezuela nor Iran, their war side with the Ukraine will slow down. It's all geopolitically, man. And I think it's all tied to our economy. I don't think this is a moral fight. I don't think we have any business over there. I don't know the in depths of it all. One report I did see that Iran's missile development, they're outproducing every country in the world right now, 10-1 by the day. That's by the day. Once they get so many missiles over there in that country, there's no way that any of us can go in and just do what we're doing right now. So another 3, 5, 6 months down the road, they're going to have, it takes like 3 of our missiles to get in there, they intercept. So we're doing 3-1s. Man, if they get, they're right now even with us on missile supply. With the United States, Iran is even with the United States on missile supply, and we have to travel over there. I'll land there.
LB gonna go, and then Jay Zion, I think he wants to have something to say. And somebody did make a point to me that Iran is creating the drones that cost somewhere around $150K to make, and the Israel and U.S. and the whole dome thing. These rockets, that they're creating cost like $500K, maybe $1 million. So they're kind of
5 million. 5 million.
5 million. Woo, okay, that's even worse. So they're kind of strategically beating them, from that standpoint. Okay, go ahead, LB, and then we're going to go to Jay Zion.
Can you hear me? Okay. All right, let me get my thoughts together. I wanted to do a rebuttal as far as
rebuttal to who?
I don't know who the guy was. I'm gonna just speak on it, so maybe he'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It was a guy that was talking about Israel and why are we protecting Israel and all that. First off, you know what I'm saying? God is going to protect Israel. You know what I mean? It's biblical. It's in the Bible. God is going to protect Israel. Don't nobody need to protect Israel. God is going to protect that himself. That's God's chosen land, period. So people need to understand that. Yes, where, you know what I mean? People talk about the Epstein files and, it's just things that, we got internal. Hey, you got to understand, as us being American people, we don't know what our government got going on. They don't have nothing to do with us. You understand what I'm saying? It's all biblical. And that's what people need to understand. It's all biblical. So if and then people say we living in the last days and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it feels that way. But you know what I'm saying? Prophecy has to come forth. And people need to understand that. So, but far as Israel, we don't need to ride with Israel. They started this. That's not true. We definitely need to stand with Israel as God's chosen land. So I don't want to hear nobody talking about we don't need to ride with no Israel. You understand? Because that is not true. It's in the Bible. Whether we ride with them or not, God gonna ride with them. Y'all need to understand that. You know what I'm saying? If we ride with them or not, God gonna ride with Israel. That's his land. He said, can't nobody touch it. Nobody. So people need to understand that, man. They got to understand that. So I don't care what, you know what I'm saying, the Iranian people want to try to do, what they, you know what I mean? God is protecting that land. It's not even us. We don't have no control over that. You understand me? So y'all can say what you want. You know what I mean? No disrespect to Muslim. I don't disrespect Muslim. I'm a Christian. You know what I'm saying? And then there was another thing I wanted to say too, and I'm finna be done in a second. It was another thing when Obama was in office. You know what I'm saying? Like I was trying to say, you got people over here that's Muslim, Christian, you got Pentecostal, you got all types of people over here. Over there in Iran, in them, you know what I'm saying, in them foreign countries like that, you can only be one religion. You know what I'm saying? You'd have no right to be nothing else. But when Obama was in office, that was unallowed.
Okay. All right. So LB, we're gonna try to give somebody else a chance, and I just want to say, based on what you're saying, as far as them being God's chosen people, there are a number of countries over there that would refute and or disagree, with you based on that. So there's a lot of research and history that we have to look at, pertaining, to that. But we're dealing within mixed emotions, right now. So Jay Zion,
Yeah.
I know we said you were going to be next, and then we got somebody new that came up on the stage. Super Juice Party. We'll go after Jay Zion. What you got, Jay
Okay.
Zion?
Yes, just real quick. LB, in Iran, there's majority Muslim, but there are also pockets of Jews and Iranian Christians that also worship in Iran. Okay, so it wasn't all Iran. It's not 100% Muslim. They did have other religions that they did practice. It's just majority are Muslim. Now back to what I was about to say. Um, uh, Three panelists have has just stated what I was I had my greatest fear was with the death of Ayatollah Khomeini, and what the city of Dearborn has produced as over 100,000, 140,000 Arab citizens, and now there are Iranians that I believe that that Trump should be on the path of deporting as well, because we now have terror cells in the state of Michigan, and I'm pretty sure throughout the United States, we've got plenty of abundance of Muslims that are pretty upset over the death of their leader. We got some in Dearborn and Hammond, and I'm pretty sure there's some in pockets throughout the United States. But but what I'm saying is we're pretty much now. If you go after Iran, then you must have to go after North Korea and Yemen. Okay, for the Houthis. It has been doing terror cells to them, so we got to activate all the terror cells here in the United States. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Juice, Super Juicy, and then Kosh Kaz. All right.
I just wanted to say, there's other countries that are Muslim that have nukes, and they're not hitting us or trying to hit us or any of that. To that one guy's comment that all Muslims just want to destroy America, and if they have nukes and they're a Muslim country, they're gonna hit us. Well, Israel's not supposed to have nukes, and they have nukes, and then they have the Samson directive, like the guy was saying, anybody that wants to take out the world shouldn't be here and everything. Well, Israel has the Samson directive. World without Israel, then the Samson directive goes off and it blows up the rest of the world, just like Russia's dead hand switch. So, we're following pedophiles and children killers into war. Like, this is not our fight. This is not our fight. And if Muslims wanted to get us, they would have gotten us.
Hey, Super Juicy, I'm gonna have to ask you to remember your TikTok, etiquette. We have to find another word when we want to talk about those that are taking the lives of children. All right, go ahead, finish your thought, Super Juice Party. I had to put you on mute. You can come off of mute and finish your thought.
That was it, and I apologized for using the wrong wording. And that was all I had to say.
All right, so we're gonna go to Kosh Cash, and then we're gonna go to VRN.
Thank you very, very much for letting me speak. In regarding to the special people and the chosen people, I never knew God was a state agent and choose lands for the people. I never knew in any way or shape or form the Almighty chooses land and was a state agent. In regarding to we must protect them, I want that $18 billion a year to go to the people of the United States of America that works bloody hard, 70 hours a week, not to the people that get free education, free healthcare, free housing, free anything you want, but the poor, hard working American that does 72 hours a week doesn't even get his medication paid for. Just imagine one is on diabetes. Does he pay the school fees or does he take his medication? This is the poor people of America has become. America is suffering with 30 million homeless people across this great land. And instead of helping those, 18 billion a year goes to a people that offer nothing to this nation. What has the poor Americans done to deserve this? This war, this Ayatollah is gonna free two countries. First, to free the Palestinians from the Zionist race, and second, to free the Americans from this burden. Thank you very much for letting me speak. And this war is not about oil or gas, it's bigger than all of us think. The Chinese will have fusion energy by 2035. They no longer need oil. All of their cars, their manufacture is electric. All of their buses, trains are electric. America is full of potholes. All the bridges need replacing. $18 billion a year. This war alone, these 9 bases that the Iranian destroyed, it cost $3.5 trillion. How much this war is going to cost the Americans? Another $10 trillion? So the Americans going to be in debt by $48 trillion? And now you say why the jobs are in China? Why the jobs are in Vietnam? Why the jobs are in India? Why the jobs are in Morocco? Thank you again. Thank you very much for letting me speak. Utmost respect, my friend. Keep up the good work.
Okay. Let's go to VRN. VRN going once. VRN, you having issues getting yourself off the mic? VRN going twice. All right, VRN having some issues coming off of his mic. Okay, he dropped off.
Can I speak?
Go ahead, Andy Black, and then we're gonna go to Sunid.
Yeah, whoever that last guy was, man, dude, you preaching. That's one of the first things I said is we have to understand how much of our money is leaving America. America works their butt off. You can say what you want to say about our politics or the ignorance of the world. We work hard. We invent a lot of things. Blame Clinton for sending all of our manufacturing to overseas. We can make things here. We are just stuck on free labor. The building of this country was built on free labor, and we keep trying to push the same agenda. We need to build things here. We need to make things here. China, what he said about China is 100% correct. They're going to be all electric soon. We get most of our solar panels. I just put solar panels on my house. We get it all from China. Like Tesla, I think Tesla just started doing solar panels that can be against China's panels. We're not ready. Their houses are battery powered. They're building bridges in days with automation when it takes years. I live near St. Louis. It took that bridge from St. Louis to Illinois 5 years, and it's already falling apart. Potholes everywhere. Man, look, this country, we can say we are great if we want to be. We can say we're as smart as we want to be. We have piss poor management, and it is showing in the danger of our infrastructure. I feel bad for the future generations. I'm a millennial. I saw from landline to cell phones to video chatting to TikTok.
No, I gotta get my medicine.
We have only become less than what we used to be. I will be the first generation.
Right.
Andy, hold on one second, Andy. Hey, Zion, can you mute your mic, please? Zion, can you mute your mic, please?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm going to be the first generation to pass away before my father. Millennials will be the first generation to pass away before their fathers. The elders have failed us. And you think that we are going to fight for a country that is falling apart? We are the most educated, so they say, and we have less money than our predecessors. America is a sunken place, and we are stuck in thinking that we are going to do better. I wish everybody good luck. and love your families. The elders, for the most part, have failed us. And good luck.
All right, so we got an and no live fill, or I really can't get what that is. And no live fill, ANDLIENOFEL. Come on, you made it so can't nobody pronounce it. This your chance to speak, or we'll go to VV Iran once again. VV Iran, you done came back up here twice.
I got my mic fixed. I appreciate you.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
So I just wanted to speak regarding the internal US and external like Venezuela. So internally, we have people working to kind of look at a lot of the sleeper cells. And in Venezuela, the reason Venezuela was happening is that, if a lot of you don't know, a lot of Iranians, the mullahs, they actually have housing and they have a lot of assets in that country. And there was another gentleman speaking about oil, 100%. So US, what they're trying to do is kind of dominate the oiled rights for the world, because of course China is a very big adversary right now. Russia, they have their own oil. Second thing is, I am a Persian American. I've been here in the country for a very long time, but I have family in Iran. And a lot of Iranians are very, very, very happy about what's going on with the fight that is happening. One of the biggest things is that, a lot of people talk about like the Muslims and the Islam that is in Iran, but it only dominates the country by 35%. A lot of the Iranians that actually live in Iran are atheists. There are a lot of Christians, there's a lot of Jewish people, there's a lot of other religions that live in that country. One of the biggest things that we're trying to do as Iranians, we're trying to free our country by having democracy, a true democracy. And that's basically, what I wanted to say, that, that's what I wanted to say to the panel.
Can I ask a question of him?
Yeah, well, hold on one second. And I wanted to ask you a question, VV Iran.
Yes.
A lot of, well, not a lot. I heard the Israeli people calling the Iranians Amalek. And I had to do a little research, on that, because Amalek comes from that line of Edom, Edomite, the Idumean. But the research that I pulled said that the Persians descended from Shem and the Medes descended from Japheth. Are you able to confirm the lineage of the Persians? Are you guys Amalek, or are you from Elam, Shem?
I'm not really familiar with that, to be honest. I don't want to speak on something that I don't know. But when my father was alive, and he was a military person.
Hold on.
So
let him finish his thought.
I just real quick. So he was a military person, and he said that, as a high-end military guy, he was like, in the 1950s and the 1940s, even late 1960s, Iran, we didn't have any issues with Israel. The biggest adversary for Iran was actually, unfortunately, was other oil-rich countries. You get that? So like the Saudis and the Iraqis and those people that were surrounding Iran, they were pressuring the American oil manufacturers to infiltrate Iran by stabilizing the oil prices. And the Shah of Iran was stepping up and saying, no, if I want to charge $70 a barrel, that's what I want to charge. And that's where a lot of the infrastructure of, the Secret Service, of the world. I'm talking about like England and French and U.S. getting involved and kind of knocking down the Shah of Iran. So that's basically what But I cannot speak on.
So
We don't have any issues.
Yes.
hold on, Jay. Hold on, Jay Zine. Saneed and then Jay Zine.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Well, I'm going to respond to VV Iran. Okay. Brother, come on. You can't just say that most of the Iranian people are atheists. That's factually not true. Second of all, I do recognize that Iran is ethnically and religiously like diverse. Yes, that is true. And this is why I told you earlier, guys, that even within Iran, there's a division. There's a good chunk of people who are against the regime, the Islamic regime, and rightly so. They were repressive. Okay, I'm not for the Ayatollah. I'm literally against that. But I'm also against American intervention or outside or foreign intervention. Period. It's that simple. And the problem is that America is doing this on behalf of Israel, who have a bad or like let's say a bloody history and a track record of toppling the neighboring countries, of leaving countries in civil wars, of killing children. Oh, sorry, of unaliving children, of like demolishing the infrastructure. So this is why you have to also be careful with your allies, quote unquote. As for the Amalek part, Bibi Netanyahu called the Palestinians, he referred to the Palestinians as Amalek, and basically Amalek is basically anyone who's not Jewish. So we're talking about anyone who's against the Jewish, let's say, or Jewish nationality or ethnicity or supremacy or whatever that is. So you have to know who you are partnering with. You have to also know who you call an ally, because that's not an ally, if you want me to be honest. And just to mention one last thing about America and what's happening within America, it really saddens me as someone who's neutral. I'm from Africa. I study American literature. I study American studies. The U.S. at some point used to stand for something. It used to stand for like big morals. It used to stand for a bigger cause. It used to be a just nation. Right now, sadly, that's not the case anymore. We're talking about U.S. hegemony, and this is why maybe around the world there's not that much respect for America as a nation, because it's not standing to the same old beliefs. And again, what Trump is doing, and this is what I think is the greatest threat right now, the threat is within America. If Trump can go to war without getting the Congress approval, I mean, this is sad and this is dangerous, because America or the US literally represents democracy. You are democracy. You invented democracy. And if you guys are not sticking to that, it shows that you guys are at an issue and the rest of the world will follow. So if chaos falls in the US or starts in the US, the rest of the world will go through the same process. And trust me, brothers, that's not a very good thing. It's not going to end up well to anyone, and no one is safe. That's all I can say right now.
Okay. So let me say this before you go, Jay Zion. Look, guys, I'm very much aware that they call everyone Amalek, but I still wanted to put the question out since the man is on the stage and he's Palestinian. I just wanted to see if we could hear it from a Palestinian, himself, with respect to them being of the line of Shem and Elam. And I think it's horrible that over there in the Mid East, that they can get away with saying just whatever they want to say. Nobody challenges them. Nobody checks, them. And that's why people have an issue with them being over in the land, right now. And we have to think about the comment, I think it was in the 50s, 40s, maybe, the Egyptian president, how he is on record for saying that, they left, with the darker tone hue and they came back with a lighter tone, complexion. So something's wrong, and you have somebody. Please tell me if you research it, if you'll Google it. Let me know how many nations actually do not accept them, as the people that should be in that place or in that land. But I'm full aware, you guys, that the Palestinians are not Amalek. I just wanted to point out that they said that they try to make anybody Amalek, whatever. So who we got? Who we got next? Oh, Jay Zion, go ahead.
Yes, I wanted to ask some questions of Vivian, and because one of the things I want to know is what type of proxy government, because the U.S. done knocked off all of the Iranian leadership from the Ayatollahs all the way down to the prime minister, what I'm informed. So what proxy government are the Iranians going to be okay with? For example, a Kurdistan president, because we do know that there's some Kurds that are in Iran, or what type of proxy government would they be? Because the one thing I'm also aware of, Iran paid for the terrorists Hezbollah and for Palestinians. They're the ones that supplied their funding in order to continue their campaign against Israel. Now that that's been cut off, what is next for those Hezbollah, and what is next for the Palestinians in their so-called fight against Israel now that their funding has been cut off?
So I think just today, Lebanon just cut off the resistance in their country. So basically, they told them that you cannot fire any more things from our country. So it's funny because the money is drying up, right? So let me go back to the fractions that are fighting to take over the country. Kurdish are not really big on that aspect. The Reza Shah, the son, is trying to come back. There's three more
Would they
factions
be okay with the
within the
Shah?
country.
Ho,
100%, 100%. Yeah,
Well, it's just a question.
100%.
Just a question.
Hold on, guys. For real now, I've already asked you to not jump off your mic when somebody's talking. Let's just hold that decorum. Write down your question or whatever. Just let him get his thought out, and then you'll have a chance to rebuttal. But don't make it confusing. Go ahead, VV Iran.
So I think the Reza Shah, the son, is going to play a big part. In going to a couple of the conferences and listening to him, I don't think that he wants to be his father. I don't think he wants to be a king. That's not his prerogative. He's not someone that was in Iran for many, many years, but of course he has the lineage of his father. His mom is still alive in essence. They're even talking about the princess of Iran coming and, like, in essence, like, taking over. She's a pretty wise person, but internally there are people that are suited to take over without being totally 100% Islamic, in that sense. I think, this war is not going to be a 1 week, 2 week thing. I think, unfortunately, this thing is going to go on for probably about a year, and that's my prediction.
Okay. All right, Sneed. Sneed want to respond, to what you're saying. Go ahead, Sneed.
Okay, thank you. Listen, man. I understand. Again, in Iran, it's complicated. Like, there's factions. You mentioned the Kurdish people. They represent 26% of the country. There's also the Azerbaijanis. I get that, and I also get the idea that the people are unhappy with the Islamic regime. Fair. That's totally fair for me. But here's the issue now. So this guy, the Shah, is a descendant of an ex-authoritarian person, of an ex-dictator. That's one. Okay, you can say he's not his father. He's not trying to be his father. But let's look at the facts. This dude has been cut off from Iran. hasn't lived there for decades, so I don't know if he can relate to the Iranian people at this point. So that's one. Two, let's look at also the facts. He went to Israel. He also kissed the wall. He took part of the rituals. So basically, in other words, this is another puppet. This is someone that is like a peaceful or a pacifist, let's say, to the Israelis. So is this actually for the benefit of Iran and the Iranian people, or this is actually for the benefit of another nation? So that's what you should ask yourself. And frankly, since you're talking about predictions, I can see this war going for like 2 years at least. And by the way, it will reach the peak in April and July. Mark my words. But since we're talking about, predictions, if this goes on and if Trump is actually talking to the Kurdish people and to the other Azerbaijanis, we will have a civil war in Iran. And guess who's the biggest loser? The Iranian people. That's all I can say, brother.
All right, let's let Lath. Lath have been on the stage, came up, been waiting.
Hey,
Laith, Lath, go ahead.
Okay.
host, did you want to drop me so I'll listen in the comments? So I think Real Iranian wanted to come up.
Okay,
Okay.
hold on, Gary. Gary, if you want to stay, you can stay because you've been, very active. Let me worry about that, Gary. If you want to go down, you can go down, but I'll manage it, from this
Oh,
side.
oh, all right. Well, I'm just offering, just trying to help.
All
Okay.
right,
Hello,
thank you.
everybody. Peace be upon you all. Wish you a good time to everyone, and hopefully things will be all right all over the world. But first of all, I'm a Muslim. I'm an Arab. I am from Jordan. It's the night, like we can see like rockets, we can see missiles in the sky. We can see even the house is shake from Amman, even though it is not too far, even though it is not where Jerusalem is not too far away from here, but we still hear the houses shake from the missiles that hit Jerusalem and or Tel Aviv, which is used to be called Tel Rabi'. It means the hill of the spring. Anyway, the question for this stream, right? Why now? What is next? Was it a mistake? Absolutely, it's not a mistake. Well, it's not a mistake because of too many things. If we are talking about predictions, then absolutely it's not a mistake. Before they hit Iran, they hit it 8 months ago. And even according to the Islamic prophecies, Muhammad, peace be upon him, said Kisra, which is the king of Iran at that time, he said, Allah curse him. He said Persia is 1 hit or 2 hits, and then there will no Persia after that. And then we are witnessing right now the 2nd hit. He said in Arabic, Natha. Natha, it means when 2 gods hit each other, right? When 2 forces have pretty much similar power. And then he said, then will be no Persia. He didn't say immediately. What I understand from my simple study of the Islamic prediction, it's so clear and very obvious. First of all, Iran will not win this war. Iran will be smashed, 100%. But at the same time, the militias that is supported by the Khomeini and Khamenei, the one who just died, the one who just got killed, will not vanish all of a sudden. In fact, they will.
Once again, you guys, Laith, you got to remember your TikTok etiquette. You guys, I mean, you're not new, to TikTok, so you have to say unalived. You can't or you should not use the K word. Okay.
No worries. I got you. No worries.
All right.
So, I got you. I appreciate that. So what do I expect is that they will eventually, very soon, the war will stop. But then after that, Israel and US will pull back from this. Things will be calm for a while. There will be a fight within Saudi Arabia between the rulers over there, 3 rulers. After Salman dies, it's going to be a huge chaos there. And then Iran and its militias will go and attack Saudi Arabia. And this is, by the way, this is an interest of Trump himself and the US government, the deep government. Why so? If we go back to the history, we watch what Donald Trump says. He used to say, it doesn't make sense. It's so ridiculous that we don't take of the income or their oil because they are nothing without us. But right now, the plan is so simple. He wants to redo the Persian War, also, or the Gulf War. He wants Iran and its militias to attack all of the Arabic Peninsula except Yemen, because Yemen cannot be invaded. After that, after they just destroy, and take over that place, too many people will be unlived, and it's called in Arabic Halakat al-Arab. It means the massacre. Anyway, after that, America will come, kick out Iran, destroy even more, and take the eastern side of the Arabic Peninsula. And the eastern side of the Arabic Peninsula, which contain 5 countries, Oman, Qatar, Bahrain, UAE, and Kuwait. And these places, the majority of the people there are not Muslims, they're not even Arabs, and even the Muslims among them, they are Shia, not Sunnis. It means they're not pro the governments over there. And if you look at the map, it's so easy from the militias that's supported by Iran to come from the eastern north, which is above Kuwait, all the way south to these areas, eastern part of the Arabic Peninsula. And by the way, most of the oil is in that place. And on the other side, when we look at the other side, which is the western part of the Arabic Peninsula, there are mountains that go all the way from the south of Yemen all the way to the south of Jordan. It's called Tihama Mountains. And these places are full of Yemenis. And USA refused to allow the legal government in Yemen to occupy the Houthi land, which is, they call let's say they call them militias and so on, but America defends them. Why so? Because they are waiting for that moment. The dream of Donald Trump is that after Iran and its militias come and take over, he will kick them out.
Okay. All right. So Lath, he's given some insight and history and given us some geographical landscapes. Anybody want to speak to what he said or add something else to the conversation?
I can add up something to that.
Go ahead, Sunil.
Thank you, man. Well, look, what Lath, by the way, hello, Lath. I'm from Tunisia. Nice meeting you, bro. So, look, what Lath is talking about, it's coming from the Islamic, let's say, tradition, okay? So he's talking about future prediction in the Islamic faith. But I'll try to talk about this like geopolitically speaking and like strategically speaking. Again, the government of Iran is so complicated and structured to the point that even if you unalive the Ayatollah Khomeini or the head leaders, the government will still continue to work, okay? So what you have to do in order to get or take control or make this regime change achievable is by 2 things. First thing, it will require actual foot soldiers, like American foot soldiers on the ground to be there. And the second thing is to use the other minorities or other ethnic minorities in Iran to basically do the job for them or help them. Because frankly, even if you bombard the hell out of Iran using Air Force, which the USA are supreme in that, it's not going to be enough. You need to actually have actual soldiers on the ground. So in this case, it's going to be a losing battle for the Americans because one, Iran is surrounded by mountains, which makes it harder to, hit targets and stuff. And also these mountainous areas, that's where the basically the drones are hiding, or where the missiles are hiding, the Iranian missiles here. So it's gonna be really complicated, frankly. It's gonna stop to some point, the war, but it will resume back again, and frankly, it's not going anywhere. It's nothing. There's nothing optimistic about this, to be frank, because I think China at some point will get involved, and they have the right to, because they need to secure their national interests. And by the way, there's also the Strait of Hormuz. I don't know if you know about it. It's where that river, basically, where carriers go on, and for oil and for merchandise, for water, for food,
Brother,
and Iran has a hold of this area.
hold a
Yeah,
sec, hold a sec.
sorry.
I got your point, but
Yeah, we don't do that here, Lee.
no,
You don't
no,
just come.
he was talking just like a dialogue, right? We're just like
Yeah, but you
Mhm.
don't come off your mic while somebody is talking. People let you have your say. They did not interrupt you, so we're going to maintain that way of communicating on this stage. Saneed, finish your thought. Then we're going to go to Iran, real Iranians, and then we got Amir Little. Go ahead, Saneed. Finish your thought.
Thank you, brother.
Saneed.
Well, I was about to finish anyway. So what I wanted to say that Iran controls that area. Should I continue?
Well, finish your thoughts, Saneed, and then we got some new people on the stage. We want to get them. Real Iranian really wants to be a part of this conversation. We got a lot of mixed emotions going on.
Yeah, sure, man. Well, basically that I just wanted to say that Iran controls that area, which means other countries are involved, China, Russia. So it's gonna, if this expands and if this war takes time, more time, it will get to a third war at some point. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right, let's go to Real Iranian, and then we're going to go to Amir Little, and then Lath, if you wanted to rebuttal something that Saneed was saying, we'll give you that opportunity. All right, Real Iranian, go ahead.
Hi there. Yeah, I'm Persian and I'm from Iran. Unfortunately, a lot of people talking about Iran with like nonsense. First of all, when you are talking about the politic, I mean that's the major. Like people going to university get PhD. You need to understand what people think, the geography, the history, and everything. And then based on that, you're gonna come to conclusion or even say something. A lot of people don't know Persian. So I'm Iranian, and I can tell you 90% of people are no longer Muslim. I know a lot of people do not like to hear that or do not like to accept this, but we are no longer Muslim. I mean, maybe just a few percentage left, maybe among older people, you know what I mean? And unfortunately, all the neighbors around Iran do not want to accept that. People in Iran are happy, are dancing, but Pakistani people are crying, Iraqi people are crying. They cannot accept this. Okay, Persian people, they do not want this regime anymore. And you guys are coming with a lot of propaganda, Kurdish ethnicity. No, you know why they are in the West, in the Kurdish area? Do you want me to tell you? It's because the Reza Pahlavi right now, he cannot come to the airplane and, go to Tehran. It's because it's not safe. So what Trump is doing, so he wants to make sure that the west of Iran it's completely be secure. So that way he is going to bring the Reza Pahlavi from the west, from the Kurdistan. He gave them two options. You are going to either with us or either with the Islamic regime. The Kurdistan in Iraq, I know them. They are with the Islamic regime of Iran, the Barzani guy. And 3 years ago, many Kurdish people that fighting with Islamic regime, they had to escape because not to be executed, they went to Kurdistan. And you know what happened? Barzani sent them back to Iran and all got executed. So please, if you have any opinion about Iran, it's not like one night you see a title in the news, oh, you go too crazy, you have lots of opinion. No. You have to learn about the people, history, and a lot of things. It's so complicated. This is just one thing. And I'm gonna listen. If I have time, then I will just go back again and I will give you my opinion.
Okay, Little wants to add to the conversation. Like I said, right now we're into these mixed emotions, and I want to thank all of you that are guests on the panel, here for your input, your conversations. I do want to ask you guys to make sure you're tapping the screen. We have or had almost 500 people in the room. Right now we're at 300, a little over to 350. You guys, don't cost nothing to tap the screen. Daily Heart Me, share the live. Let's keep this thing going. Amir, what you want to add?
How you doing, bro? Peace and blessings. Shalom and salam alaikum to believers. I just wanted to add, there's like the sister said, there's a lot of misinformation going on in our community, in our country, because we're not connected to real history, right? So it's sad that Israel has not now, but they've been controlling the United States ever since they took out JFK. Ever since they took out JFK, the Zionists been controlling what's going on in the Middle East, right? The sad part is that most Americans don't realize that this is a power grab. This is really a power grab because all of the nations around Iran are basically United States proxies, right? But Iran is the only one there that is on their own stand, doing their own thing. The United States ain't got no business in Iran interfering in their business, right? Here's the other part. Iran is the only country in that area that does not have a central bank that's controlled by the United States and the Federal Reserve. That's a bigger part of what's going on because they don't control their economy. Every single Muslim country in the history of this planet was destroyed under the tutelage and the direction of the Zionists. Under lies that they had weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, that was a lie. And it's just a power grab, right? I'm here to say this to Americans specifically. We need to get our own house in order. You need to start saving physical gold and silver because what's about to happen to the United States dollar is not new. This has been going on for about 4,000, 3,000 years. Every single country in history that has debased their currency, they have collapsed, right? They overextended their borders from war. All of these things cause the country to collapse. And the United States is no different. If everybody on here has an understanding that we serve a just God, regardless of what your religion is, there's no way that the United States is going to stand doing all of these, committing all these murders in and around our neighbors and not going to expect a pushback. We're gonna get a pushback, right? And last but not least, before I go, we're witnessing in the United States the financial system change, right? I don't know if we're paying attention to the Genius Act that just passed, which is going to make this digital currency called stable coins de facto dollars in the United States. The rest of the world may not want to participate, but at the end of the day, they're going to go back to a gold and silver standard because they don't trust the US dollar no more or the US government. So I think the United States need to stay out of Iran. What they're doing in Iran has nothing to do with US citizens. They're just being a bully and trying to do a power grab to take their resources. the same way they did in every other country in that region.
Okay, we got Ahmed. Ahmed just came to the stage. What you want to add, Ahmed?
My opinion on that is that what I really think, because I'm thinking that America want to weaken Iran so that they give Israel power to the Middle East. That is what I'm only saying.
Okay. All right. All right. I think we got the floor open, right now. If you guys wanted to add something else.
I would. I'd like to comment on what that man said about the Federal Reserve and a centralized banking center, Iran being one of the few countries. There's only like 5 of them left that's not connected to that. A lot of people aren't aware that Venezuela also was not connected to that. So, like he said, there's a lot more things at play here than what the people are being told. The bottom line is this: we need to have our own house in order, and we need to be vigilant, and people need to start praying and getting back in their word. And, so with that, I land.
We got a new person on the stage, Mal Kowalski, and then I think Real Iranian wanted to speak. Mal Kowalski, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on. I just wanted to say quickly, I think not America actually, Trump miscalculated, unaliving the Ayatollah. In fact, he's made him a martyr. You've got over 90 million Shia Muslims who, religiously hold him as an equivalent to the Catholic Pope, pretty much. And that's why you're seeing US embassies in Pakistan, in Iraq being burned, protests happening all over the region. But just quickly, she's saying, the real Iranian person at the bottom, which I do believe is an Iranian Jew, is saying, that the people don't like the regime and they should stand up and whatever. Look, at the end of the day, making Khamenei a martyr had the opposite effect of, what she wants, which is people coming out, and what Trump wants, people coming out to go against the regime. Because what happens is, an example would be that in 9/11, when a huge attack happens in which a lot of people are unalived, innocents die, like we saw in the school kids being unalived, what ends up happening is people unite. Just no matter your political affiliation, whether you're a lefty or righty, a Republican or Democrat, everyone unites and is outraged, and they're rightly so. And that's what we're seeing, and that's why Trump is now arming the Kurds. Why would he do that if there were people that were willing to come out in the streets and get rid of the regime? Why would Trump be arming the Kurds currently? So that's my question to her. I think she's clearly delusional. She's probably in a diaspora. She's not even in the country. And when Iranians in Tehran, no matter their political affiliations, have booms flying into their house from Israel and America, I promise you, they're not going to go out and, get rid of the only thing that's defending them. But go ahead.
Okay. Real Iranian, I do appreciate you maintaining your calm while he was calling you out like that. What would you
It's
like
okay,
to...
no problem. I mean, I'm used to it. Don't worry about it. I mean, they are calling 90 million. I mean, Iran has a 90 million, right? And I'm telling you, 90% of the people are against the regime. And every single post that we do in social media, they are abusing us. You are Jew, you are Mossad, you are a liar, you're not Iranian, blah, blah, blah. It's okay, I'm used to it, and that's totally fine. But what I'm just going to tell you guys, this is something different. You need to learn history. Go back to the 1979. That time, Shah was very powerful, and he loaned so much money to many group of Americans, and Zionists, a lot of people, they were so much in debt, they had no option to pay. They were like, okay, let's just dump the Shah and bring back the mullah. Jimmy Carter, with help of those groups, dumped the Shah and brought those Ayatollah. Listen, this part is really funny. When the mullah, the Islamic regime, took power, there is a lady, she went to US embassy within Iran, Tehran. She attacked the US embassy and hold all the American. You know who is that lady? She was living within US. She was US citizen. She was US citizen and she was so young. That was all planned. And imagine a lady attacking a US embassy and holding all American. If I do that, like something like that action, do you think in your brain, in your healthy mind, I am able to ever go back to United States or send my son to United States if I do that such a thing? That lady, her son is still living inside the US. All Democrats, most of them, they are behind the scenes with Islamic regime. And it's not something new. They are supporting this regime. They have so much people here. They have so much power. Like one of them is Trita Parsi, BBC, CNN. They are all keep interviewing with him, spreading so much propaganda. Yes, unfortunately, United States is responsible since 1979 for all this mess. And Trump is helping to fix this mess, which people don't realize what is going on.
By booming schoolgirls, right?
And you guys thinking,
He's freeing Iran by boom.
Hold on.
and you guys thinking, we are inside the US. This is not.
Give me 1 second, real Iranian. Let's see, what was that? That was Milwaukee. Do me a favor, don't come off your mic. People were very cordial to you. We let you finish your piece. We're gonna let her finish what she needs to say, and then we'll let people rebuttal or say what they want to say. We'll come to you, Sunid. But real Iranian, do finish your thought. And he was making a suggestion that you are a Jew. So would you be able to confirm that you are?
Let me tell you something funny. Do you know that the Khamenei was Jew? He was Jew. No, a lot of people know that in Iran that Khamenei was Jew. A lot of Persian people back in 18th century, they were Jew, but because some events happened and they were killed, they had to live under Islamic name. And
all right, so you all know how we have to deal with our TikTok etiquette, and we do have to say, unalive. So we're gonna take a break right there, and we're gonna go to Sunid and give you a chance to speak to a lot of what we've heard thus far. We'll come back to you, real Iranian.
Can I go next, host?
Okay. Who was that?
That was me, host. That was Jarrell.
Jarrell. Okay, yes, you can go after Sunid.
Okay. So I want to respond to the lady, real Iranian. I'm sorry, a lot of BS was said. You said, first of all, in your first interaction that most of Iran are atheists, most of the Iranians they're not religious, blah, 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 blah. And then I said, you know what, let me just pull up some stats, some independent surveys. So here's the statistics, the facts. Based on this survey by GAMAAN survey, the Shia Muslims are 32%, Sunni Muslims are 5%, atheists are 9%, agnostics are 6%, spiritual are 7%, Zoroastrian, these are like people who used to worship fire at some point, are 8%, and no religion are 22%. So the major ones are basically like Muslim here. Okay, that's first of all. Second thing, you said that the Shah, and I've seen you saying this in the comments, that the Shah was not a dictator. I mean, who are you fooling at this point? I'm sorry. Like everybody knows that he's a dictator. The fact you keep talking about 1979 or something, but why don't you talk about 1952? The way that the Shah got to power in the first place by the MI6 and CIA intervention. So it was a coup d'état. The way that he ruled the Iranian people was through. He wasn't elected like normally, like in democratic way. He was actually imposed on the Iranian people, and we can talk about like so on and so forth about the way that he treated women, the way that he was basically favoring one specific sect or one specific ethnic side of the population. And by the way, he was a bourgeois. He was literally a bourgeois who cared about the rich people only, and Iran was in debt, and a lot of things were bad. So let's not talk about history and rewash it as if this guy was a good guy. I don't care, by the way. Look, I am against the Islamic regime. I'm not saying that they are the best. They are awful. I don't care. But what you're trying to say right now, you're inviting Americans and Israelis to unalive your people. Again, these are your people, your blood, who are going to die. Period. If you want that, good for you, sweetheart. You can have it. I don't care. But it will be at the cost of your own people. Deal with that.
So I just want to say, guys, Real Iranian, for some reason, they flagged the live and they've restricted it for 10 minutes, and it's not going to be circulated. I'm not sure what she did. Maybe it was her TikTok etiquette. And Mao Lowski also was violated for content they say was not. They say it was misinformation or something along, those lines. So I had to take them two off of the stage. Right now, we are under restriction, you all. It's not being promoted. So I'm asking everyone into the live, those that are here, to make sure you share the live so we can keep this thing going. We can keep the numbers up, if you will. If you're in the room, just look at the heart up at the top. Please just continue to tap the screen. Let's do what we can to keep this conversation going. Okay, we don't need the algorithm right now. We have each other, to keep this thing,
Host,
functional.
can I just say one last thing to Real Iranian? I'm sorry.
Hold on 1 second. We just had somebody new come up, Reshma. Reshma, what do you want to say? And then I'll come back to you, Sunit.
Hi, good afternoon again. Okay, so what I want to say is that a lot of history has been speaking about Muslims, but you have to be a Muslim in order to understand a Muslim and the laws of Islam. And while I do not support anybody, unaliving anyone into anyone's regime, what I am saying is that Shia Muslims, there was a split after the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, completely died. There was a split between both Muslims. That's how they got Shia and Sunni. And for some reason, even the Iranis and them who are not Muslims tend to forget or didn't do their history based on the fact that Iran is an Islamic regime country right now, from what we are told. So the Shia Muslims were Ali. Ali was the cousin of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He was married to one of his daughters. So that is where the Shia came from. They believed that he should have been the rightful leader after the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And secondly, the Sunnis believed that they wanted it to be, I think it's Abdullah. So they went their own way. And that's how we had the Arabs and we had Iran. Now, with that being said, I want to take this a different little turn, not too long of your time. We are living in the end times. Rather, we want to accept it or we do not want to accept it. The Bible in Daniel's have said it, with the two horns from the west, which would have been America, and then the one from the Middle East would have been Israel. I can't go back into all. I'm just giving you a rundown. Go and check it, right? And Iran is the goat with the one horn. So when you see, we go back into the Bible, and trust me, I have read the Bible, I've looked the Bible, I've studied these things. When we go back into the Bible, we choose. Remember, Jesus said, those who have eyes shall see it, those who have ears shall hear it, and those who have a tongue shall speak it, which wasn't for everyone. So while we are fighting on everything here, that, you know, who is going to this and who is going to that, to do that, America is going to fall. It is foresighted it is going to fall. India, China, and Russia is going to lead, rather we like it or we do not like it. They are the future leaders of this world. And the world is going to have a reset, rather we like it or we don't. So I don't think that, you know, it's just based on religion. And yes, Israel is not Israel. The Israel that is there today, if we are going biblically, it is not the land of the Bible. It is not the people. It is not the righteous, willing Jews that were there. And that is all I want. I just wanted to put it. Go and research the 3 red heifers and all of these things. The World War III is coming. We can sit in our homes and we can build bunkers and we can save gold and we can save silver. This is something none of us cannot take away. None of us. So the real Israel people, they are going to get back their land. And I don't like the part where, and I've seen it, we know it's coming. So that's what I just wanted to clear up with Shia and Sunni. But if you would.
Okay, my bad. Okay, well, Reshma, she have some real good points, you know, right there. We got one more that's on the stage, Saeed Hassan. What you want to add?
To be honest, I'm just going around seeing what everyone's got to say. But I don't know. Some people have different version of looking into everything. I just want to make one thing clear. They do know the Ayatollah is basically a pope for the Shia Muslims. Not a lot of people know about that.
We've heard it a couple of times.
Yeah, so the thing is, he's a pope. If the pope was to be assassinated now, and what would the world do around the world? Down here in England, if the Shias trying to keep peaceful protests, they're getting labeled and stuff like that. At the end of the day, whatever the West is showing in the West is not what it is. It's not the truth. It's not the reality. You're only seeing what they want to show you. If they were to show you, like, if I was to ask you a basic question, in Islam, who's the first prophet? I'm pretty sure none of you guys would know who our first prophet is in the Muslim world. Would you know that? Would you be able to tell me who our first prophet is?
No.
Muhammad.
I'm not Muslim, so, you know, I think that's...
It's Adam. So a lot of the people wouldn't know basics in our religion. We're 80% a Christian religion. There's only 20% that was separated from Christianity. The thing is, a lot of people don't know, and they misrepresent every single thing. If I was to tell you our biggest celebration in the world is Eid, and Eid is total.
Okay, guys, you know, I'm not that big on shutting people's mic off, but I'm really having a hard time trying to understand where Saeed, you know, is going. We got Man Cave on the stage. Man Cave, welcome back, my brother. Thank you for coming into, you know, the live. This is a little bit different than what we normally do, Man Cave, you know, as we talk about decolonization, stateless, and dealing with our issues internally, you know, here in America. But I do have to use this platform to check the temperature, that I can then gain information further, some things that I may have missed or whatever. So, you know, that's why this must take place. But Man Cave, what you want to bring to the table today?
Oh, peace and blessings, brother. I was listening, you know, because I get intrigued by people's understanding and religious beliefs, but you know, like you said, I don't have a religious belief, you know, so I understand it as historical information that people are actually, that it has a reflection on how they think. It's their culture, you know, so
it is what it is. But I wanted to respond to the prompt in regards to is it a mistake or was it a mistake? Absolutely not. It wasn't a mistake because we look at as a mistake as something we know that dang, I didn't mean to do that. This was absolutely not a mistake. They're trying to change the narrative of it because they feel like these people weren't capable of fighting back. So maybe it may be a mistake in that regard, since they thought it was going to take a couple of hours or a couple of days to do what they wanted to do, and it's not happening that way. So maybe it may be a mistake that way. But yeah, man, these, like they said, that guy was like a pope to them. So that fight is even more stronger, So I watch it. I'm like all night and all day. I try to stay focused on what's going on, but I don't initially look at this as an end of the world type of thing. I think it's like the end of dynasties or end of ideologies or end of systems, not so much of a worldly thing, because although we do have these superpower nations, these people have invested so much into way too many things to just let the world just be destroyed. So like I say, I firmly believe that ideologies, doctrinations, and systems will die out, not the world.
Agree with you. The world is definitely going to remain. One thought process is going to go out, another thought process is going to come in. I do want to say this. I don't have a religious belief, but I do have a belief based in the Bible according to heritage. But man, I'm wise enough not to push that, on everybody and try to make it as if it's something that everyone is a part of. So I do understand we have all types of people in the world, and I believe I have to let people stay, in their lane. Those that understand the heritage that I understand with respect to who the people are, in the Bible, we talk, we build, we do that. But when I come on this platform, that's not what I'm talking about. Okay, I do that on Saturdays, though, you all. Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. If you want to hear, my discussion centered around heritage and how I deal with the scripture, come on in and listen. And it will never be from the standpoint of religion and or Christianity, but it will be informative based on principles. So I just wanted to say that, part right there.
Absolutely.
We got somebody new real quick. TikTok just came, into the room. I think TikTok. What you want to say, TikTok? TikTok going one?
Hi.
Go ahead.
I just want to say hi to everybody. I just randomly come to this page and you invited me, and thanks for your invitation. I'm from London. I've been living in London for 18 years. I'm originally from London, Iran. Actually, West Iran, next to Turkey.
You got an echo.
And Iraq. Hi, everybody. Hi.
He said you got an echo.
I've got an echo. Yeah, I get the same echo as well. I'm not sure what is that.
Go ahead. I hear you good. Go ahead.
So I just want to say hi to everybody and thanks for being around and enlightening everybody and spreading the truth. There might be parasites going on because we don't know what's happening. They probably just injecting virus into our conversations, trying to spread the truth.
Okay. All right, Man Cave. Were you trying to say something else before I pull TikTok, up, and then we have Jonah. I'm gonna let Jonah speak, and then Reshma's back.
No, I was just agreeing with you 100%. Like I read through religious texts, Bible and Quran, just to find the similarities, because I'm a fact checker, I don't look to accompany myself with or label myself with the groups. I love the history of it all, and I respect it. But I look more for facts because there's so many regimes take over information and slash it. You know, it's been multiple books that's been rewritten and added things. So I fact check. You know, then I look at what exists currently to connect to those historical informations.
Okay. All right, cool. So we got a couple of new people on the stage. And first we're going to go to Jonah, then we're going to go to the King, and then we're going to go to Reshma.
How y'all doing, man?
All right. What you got for us, Jonah?
The thing is, man, the way I see it is the world is a big chess game. These strategies that the United States is moving on right now, these strategies have existed from decades ago. But the thing is, with Trump, they put all these strategies on his desk, and he's moving way too fast for the world to handle. You know, it's usually one move. You know, you wait and make another move. But the thing is, he's making way too many moves at the same time. He started a war with Iran. He wants to take Greenland. He wants to take he turned Mexico upside down. He went to Venezuela. Cuba right now is getting hungry. They're gonna go through starvation soon. And today and last night he went into Ecuador. You know, he started with Ecuador. It's like, what the hell are you doing, man? You're moving way too fast. All these things at the same time. It's crazy. But that's just the way he is, man. He likes action. It's all about his ego. Trump it's ego to him. That's it. He wants to be known as the best president in United States history. That's his personality, man. And he's moving way too fast. And the war in Iran right now is just going to spread. It's just going to spread. He's throwing punches at his biggest adversaries. And they are China and Russia, man. You know, most of the oil that he took from Venezuela belongs to China. And now he's hurting China by going into Iran. And you know, most of the oil that goes into China from Iran. So he's kind of throwing punches in the wrong way, man, way too fast. I think China is going to react, man. And China, I think China's next move is going to go over, take Taiwan. They're going to say, you know what, fuck you all, man. That's exactly what we're going to do. Boom, take Taiwan. It's a crazy move, man. It's a crazy move. World War III, you know, nuclear weapons exist whether we like it or not. But they're not going to use them yet. They're not really going to use them yet. It's like a big pot, man, with all kind of ingredients making a bowl of soup. And the right ingredients are going in the pot, and it's going to be finished soon. It's going to take time. You know, they start with economy. They start hurting each other's pockets. But in the end, you know, you never know where it's going to lead to.
King. We got King in the room. Hey, guys, I just want to remind you to Daily Heart Me, tap the screen. Make sure you share this live. Make sure you repost the live. You know, they restricted us, you know, once because of real Iranian. But I do tell you this, we're doing good. We haven't seen the numbers take a dive like they did, you know, the time before. And let's see. Okay. Yep. Okay. So, King, the King, go ahead. Say what you got to say, y'all. Tap the screen.
Hey, yeah, so I'm just gonna say I'm Iranian myself, and all the Iranians right now, we're all happy, all celebrating, and I'll give you the reasons why. And I think what Trump did is great, and I support the thing that he did. It's not an attack on the Iranian people, it's an attack on the regime that has suppresses the Iranian people for 47 years. And if you guys are worried about the Iranian people being killed, which you guys are not, you guys would have, or whoever that's against the war, and that's the reason, you guys would have supported the Iranian people a month ago that they're protesting in the streets, and more than 30,000 of them were killed. A lot of my friends, my brother, Everybody's been shot in the street just for simply protesting, and these 30,000 people that were killed.
Okay. It doesn't seem that the king understands TikTok etiquette, so we're gonna have to
Can I respond to that right quick too?
yeah, go ahead. We're gonna have to put King on mute and let him think about his
Unalive people, use the word unalive. We're not using the K word. Okay, in regards to what he was saying was we got to understand the history of this stuff, that America and the British and they put a puppet in that in Iran 40, 50 years ago. You know, so I'm listening to his English, so I understand what part of that spectrum he comes from. So, well, just like in America, we got people who oppose Trump and we got people who love him to death. You know, and we got to understand that there's people that actually put in place to destroy a legacy. You know, and when you listen to how people talk and where they're from, you know, he's been placed there. You know, so that, yeah, he's probably from there, but he's been placed there. The way you talk in whatever lands you live in makes a difference to me when you speak.
All right, so I won't use that word. I'll just use the word unalived. So 30,000 people were unalived in Iran. That's a fact. You can go check it up. And most of these people that were unalived and that happened to them, and a lot of them were injured. They're young people. They're the future of this country. All like 90% of these people are under the age of 25. They came out there and they're trying to finally change this regime and want something good for their own country, because Iran has so much potential. 50 years ago, Iran was one of the best countries in the world. It had everything. Iran has a lot of oil, has a lot of gas, has a lot of resources. It's a historic country. It can be a lot of tourism in there, make a lot of money from that. Iran should be one of the top countries in the world right now. Not all the Iranians right now, but all the Iranians right now are living in poverty. And all the people that don't want this regime to change are mostly, I'll tell you what groups, are the Palestinians, are the Houthis, are these people that the Islamic regime is supporting, and they don't want them to go because then they know they don't have any support. And that's the reason that they don't want this regime to change. And they just bring up the excuse of, oh, we care about the Iranian people. If you actually did, you would have cared about them a month ago. And so as Iranian and all the fellow Iranians that I know, the whole country, we're all celebrating, we're all happy. And if you haven't lived underneath this regime and you don't know how it is, I think you can't really come out here and say, oh, this is wrong and this is that.
Okay, Reshma, you're back. What you want to add, Reshma?
Well, from what the gentleman just said, I guess none of us have the right to say what we think since we didn't live under the regime. But nevertheless, I just want to give 2 points. So back to the war. And since America is saying and Israel is saying that Iran is so dangerous and they're going to nuke the whole entire world out if they do have one, let's not forget they can actually make one within 24 to 48 hours. And for all these years and all these decades gone by, they haven't, did they? And how I want someone to tell me on this live, when have Iran ever attacked first? That's the issue here with me. When have they ever attacked any country first? And if you all can tell me when, I'll be happy to understand that.
We have, they never did.
Never.
Iran doesn't work like that. Iran is an ideology. The regime is an ideology, and this ideology builds power. They've been attacking the whole Middle East. I don't know where you're getting your information from. They create militias. They create Shiite militias all over the world. That's the way they move. They're looking for a big picture. They're going for the final attack according to their beliefs and religious beliefs. They have the jihad, but the jihad doesn't come right away. They're building their propaganda on that movement, and that's the way it is. How did they get to Yemen? You know, they got to Yemen by propaganda, by dividing. See, that you got to understand something about Muslims. Shiite Muslims and Sunni Muslims disagreed from each other 1400 years ago, and they've been in war since then. So the Sunni Muslims right now are kind of happy what's going on with Iran because they want to kill that dynasty, and the Shiite Muslim
Go, there we go again. We just gotta keep reminding people about their TikTok etiquette. It's just one of those days. I do understand. So right now, um, you guys just be mindful of, like I said, what you're about to say, and not to say the K word, and let's just get into being unalive. So we're gonna open the stage up, right now, unless we get somebody new to come on to where you guys, based on what you've heard, you may be able to, rebuttal or just add on, to the conversation as we're going now into all the mixed emotions that are around this discussion right here. What you got?
And I'm just going to answer the lady that said Iran never attacks or doesn't initiate any wars. That lady, Iran doesn't do it by themselves. They have all these groups like Hamas is funded by Iran, and they do their stuff for them. And the IRGC, if you go actually look it up, the IRGC have started many small wars. You can go look that up. That's a fact. And what this does, for example, under the Biden administration, all the sanctions on Iran was heavily decreased, and they had a lot more freedom to sell their oil to China and these countries. So then they got this, and they released a lot of funds that Iran, a lot of frozen funds that Iran had in the U.S. and different countries. And so they freed those, and they used that fund, and they funded Hamas. And Hamas attacked Israel, and then the Israel and Palestine war went on for a little while, and a lot of people were unfortunately unalived on both sides. So that's what's happened here, But under the Trump administration, nothing happened. Why? Because they didn't have that fund to fund these, and they knew if they did anything, Trump is going to strike them back. So you can't just be here and cowardly be like, oh, Iran is not going to do anything, not going to do this. Just leave them to be. When they're shouting, death to America, death to Israel on a daily basis. And when they're doing that, they say themselves, like Khamenei, he said multiple times, we're going to create nukes, we're going to create these missiles, and, death to America, death to Israel. Their number one goal is to erase America and Israel off this planet. That's this regime's number one goal.
Okay,
And
I
they're
got a
trying to
question for
build
you
this.
then. I got a question for you then, because
Sure.
you seem to be okay with your guy being unalive. So who do you think is going to take his place if America and Israel take power?
Reza Pahlavi.
Huh?
Reza Pahlavi.
You don't think America or Israel is
I
going
don't
to have
think
any?
so. I don't think so, no.
That's the whole intentions, brother.
No, that's not the intentions. I'll tell you why. 50 years ago, when the Shah was in Iran, America
It didn't work. It didn't work. Exactly my
I'll
point.
tell you. No, I'll tell you.
I know that
Iran
history.
was. Well,
I
let
know
me
that
speak, my
history.
friend. Let me
I
speak,
know
my
that
friend. I'll
history.
let you speak. Iran was very beneficial to the U.S. It was just selling them cheap oils. It was doing a lot of America's betting. And what happened was Jimmy Carter. That's why nobody in Iran likes Jimmy Carter. He helped overthrow that regime, and he was hoping that a different regime would come up. And then this Islamic Republic came up, and the first thing they did, they won. They hold 200 Americans captive for many years, and they seized the U.S. embassy, and they started the war from day one that they came up here.
Okay. Man Cave, go ahead and rebuttal now.
It seemed like you're okay with America having some type of authority over which our land possess. It seemed like you're like, yeah, come, do it. We want you here. We need you here to, you don't understand that America is gaining financially and resourcefully by what that land possesses. Why don't you want your own people there only?
I want my own people to own it. Right now, the Iranian regime, 90% of them aren't even Iranian. Look at the foreign secretary of Iran. What do you think his name is? Iraqi. That's his last name. His last name is Iraqi. He's from Iraq. All these people They pretend to want the benefit of Iran and the Iranian people, but that's actually not what they want. The government doesn't want that, and it's killing its own people. This war is.
All right, so we're gonna move on to user 4250, I believe. If you wanted to add to the conversation, you just came up on the stage, and what's his name? Was that Jonah? That was the king, I believe, that was talking. You got to remember your TikTok etiquette. Go ahead, user 4250. All right, he's out of there. Man Cave, did you want to, or did anybody else want to respond?
Can I
We're gonna
just
shut this
say
thing down
something
in a
quick?
few minutes here. Go ahead, Reshma.
Thank you. So let's just shift, right? I don't like to argue. I'm not an arguer. I say what I have to say because I do research. So I want to let you all check into this. So before America ended up attacking Iran, they came to the Caribbean and they did what? They got control of one of the largest oil country presently right now, which is Venezuela. And I know a lot of people may not know the country, Trinidad and Tobago, who holds one of the best refineries in the Caribbean. And then right after that, going in to make a deal very soon, which would have been, we are told, on the 6th and the 7th of March, which is a couple of days ago, they attack Iran. So isn't that about power? Isn't it why people can't see the real picture?
Yeah, I've spoken on that about
I am a Trinidadian, and the last government that we have prime ministers here, right? We vote in, we vote out every 5 years, every 4 to 5 years. So why can't people look up the same way I can go look up the news instead of bringing real propaganda? Does it really matter who ruled who? Is it a fight for who ruled the land first? Is that what I'm hearing some Americans and people are saying, or Iranis are saying, because
no,
there is a religious belief behind everything?
no, I
It's a
don't.
bigger picture. It's a very, very much bigger picture, but that is what they implanted in your minds because of the fact that is where exactly they wanted you all to be after 80 years.
I don't
So that's all I
understand
have
your
to say.
question. What is the question right now?
You don't understand the question. Why take control of Venezuelan oil? They literally kidnapped Maduro, making a deal with Trinidad, and then enter into Iran.
Because
Well,
Iran
well,
has the same kind of all you guys have to refine that oil.
That's right. And they need, listen, Venezuela have sour oil. They
Right,
need Irani oil to
right.
mix it to get proper oil. So that's what I wanted you guys to know.
Yeah,
Do
we
your
already
research
know
and
that.
then you'll
We already
understand.
know that, man.
Well,
sure,
then
yeah.
that's the real fight here. So it has nothing to do with regime. The regime
Well,
change comes
I
with
mean,
who control.
in order to control the resource, you have to control the
Change,
regime.
correct, exactly. So that is where it
And
is.
we
It's
know
not
that.
really,
We know that.
it's
The
not.
Iranian people know that.
So
Already right
that's what they
now,
want.
all of the Iranian oil, where do you think is going? For much, much, much lower than what the price is, Iranian oil is going to China. And that doesn't benefit the US first. And
Correct.
it
It
doesn't
doesn't
benefit
benefit the
and it
US.
doesn't benefit the Iranian people either. So this is
Huh?
a two deal for the America. If it's good for America, what? Because it's one of, Iran is one of China and Russia's allies. We all know that, and it's bad for its own people as well. Nobody in Iran likes this regime, and nobody outside of Iran likes this regime. So I don't see what the problem is. Already, all the oil is going to China for free. You can go look up. There was a contract made a couple years ago that all of the oil coming out of Iran can go to China, and actually China bought a bunch of islands in the Iranian, in like the Hormuz and all the Iranian coasts to extract all the oils, and it's bringing its own companies there, and it doesn't.
All right, so that sounds like some good information there. We got somebody new just came on the stage. Ramadan, what you want to add to the conversation? All right, going once. Ramadan having some issues getting off of his mic. Going once. Going twice. Okay. He's struggling, right now. All right, so I got one more, I believe, one more person that may come up on the stage. And if not, I'm going to give you all one chance to say your last words or your rebuttals, and then we're gonna close this thing out. Let's see, who was that? I'm gonna start with you up at the top, Jarrell, and then we're gonna work our way down Man Cave, and after that we're gonna call it a day. Jarrell, you've been hanging in there, man. What you want to say for your last words?
Oh, yes, sir. I'm still here. Um, I think the main problem is everybody would look and not believing in man. Everybody be talking about Trump. They talking about the Ayatollah. Those are men. You cannot tie your life up believing in another person that's the same bleed the same as you. That's my only thing. Believe in yourself and your family. You can't control what nobody else do. You got to take care of your own family. It's like with me. I got to do the same thing. But don't believe in Trump. Don't believe in Ayatollah. You got to believe in yourself. Because they
All
just
right,
men.
Man Cave.
Oh, go ahead, Jose. That's it.
Okay. All right, Man Cave. What you want to say?
Well, I mean, I don't want to rebuttal people, but I just kind of disagree with the young man said about wanting American access, and him not understanding the dynamics of that. Because although he says he lives in Iran, it's either Iran or America. Which one? You got to pick your poison, because he's obviously unaware of the politics in America.
Okay. I appreciate you, Man Cave, for that one. Uh, Muhammad.
Zamden.
Yeah, you new to the stage. All right, so go ahead, say what you got to say,
Yeah, I
and
was
we.
passing by and I heard somebody talking about Venezuela, about Maduro. Um, you know, I live in the United States of America and I live in that country called Guyana. And I agree what the president had did, because Maduro is so wicked. He's a dictator and he was or want to um, annex part of the country that I come from, you know. So I may bias in such a way that even though that he did not go through Congress, but at the same time Maduro had want to annex part of at least 1/3 of Guyana, and he not to be trusted. That's one. Two, with Iran, I grew up under a dictatorship, and I know what's a dictator. And I personally believe he's a dictator, and any dictator should be get rid of. That's all.
Okay, I appreciate you, man. I wish you had been here a whole lot early. I'm sure there were a number of people on stage that would love to comment with the things that you had said right there. All right, King, what you got?
All right. Well, first of all, I agree with everything my friend said right before, and I just wish the best for the Iranian people, and and hopefully we'll be free soon. And I think if all the Iranian people and all the Venezuelan people, for example, if they're happy, we're all happy. I don't know why are you guys worrying about it. So hopefully we'll be free from this regime soon, and you guys don't fall for all the propaganda that's going out there. This regime has a lot of people that do their bettings and stage stuff to persuade you, because they know that the regime is over, and the only thing that can stop them from being overthrown is actually the American people only thinking that they're doing wrong and stop Trump, or else nobody else can stop him from doing this. So God bless America. God bless Iran. Have a good one.
Okay. All right, and last but not least is Jonah.
Yeah. My final thoughts on this is the United States is controlled by the Freemasons, whether we like it or not. The Zionist regime has been created by Israel and United States. And they created it why to usher in the Antichrist. Whether we like it or not, that's what's going to happen. And they're going to use religion. The Freemasons will use religion to actually deceive those who are religious and waiting for such signs. they will create through AI. They will. Money's going to change. The currency is going to change. It's all about one world order, and that one world order, as long as the United States believe that they are in charge, that's how it's going to be. The United States will not go down, but they will feed and the agenda of the free world, but under one world order. But it's got to be the United States driving everybody. That's it.
Jonah, I do want to say, guys, make sure you follow me. We're at the end of this discussion here, and we're going to pop up. Once again, we have to keep this going since it is a major world event, and every day there's more news coming out, and then we have to verify and vet that news to make sure we're not being misled through the political theater, and that we're not caught up within the narrative trap. But I do want to have this platform based on this discussion to where people can speak their thoughts and not have to worry about, someone trying to, argue or make them feel bad about what they think. I think it's good to hear what different people think, about this. Again, somebody may bring out something that we had not heard, or they may be able to tell us something unique based on where they are and what they're experiencing right now. One thing for certain, you all, there are a lot of mixed emotions, a lot of mixed emotions. And I'm going to leave on that note, right there. And I do tell you guys, I am posting these lives on a YouTube channel, right? The YouTube channel is at PASS.2K, at pass.2K. And you can go there and you can see the different series that we've had for these discussions. And that's protection against search and seizure on YouTube at PASS, PASS.2K. And that protection against search and seizure, guys, that goes a long way, because right now it's like Iran needs that protection against the search and seizure from Israel and from America. And with that, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are.